People can now hear us. And I'm clicking the High Road button, and oh, they can hear us,
Hello,
they can
world.
see us. We're here, we're gaming. Greetings, gamers, dreamers all abound, all around. Hello and welcome to High Road. Oh, my tweet is maybe not sent. That's unfortunate. But yes, we rejoin the party as they... Oh, the bot is still broken, isn't it? We rejoin the party as they find themselves in a bit of a pickle after dealing with demons of envy and inviting the inviting conflict with Alfred Zuzatland, the very preposterous gnome, and his bodyguard Lionel, the man-eater.
Oh, no. You look. That shit always get
Are
me.
you sure we have to kill them, guys?
We'll see.
Well, I'll tell you, one of them is actually a bad person. Actually, both of them might be bad people.
I know, but like it's so entertaining just to listen to them and just eavesdrop on them.
Yeah, so we find ourselves thrust into the mix, but before we get going, quick reminder that you can impact the going of events through two major ways. One, Dangerous to Go Alone, channel points, bottom right, click it, give a Dangerous to Go Alone summon for 2k, and they will get an item or insight that they could really use in the moment. Alternatively, there is the Wild Magic Surge bar over the left-hand side of the screen. You will see it is going up when it reaches $50 on this or any show. The money stays until it pops. A Wild Magic Surge or equivalent event will occur that can greatly change events, and we get a bigger cut of direct dono money. So, the About section, the Money Honey button, if you are feeling so inclined and financially in a position to contribute in that way. Thank you very much, and let's
Try not to
resume.
die.
Yeah, try not to die. As we get a little more funky with our conflict, I think.
Honestly, I don't think anyone actively tries to die.
So Alfric is going to take one look at this and say, God, I'm trying to remember his voice now.
I think he had the funny high.
He had the honey voice, like.
Oh, no.
Yeah, now I'm second guessing that Alfric Sutherland. He's like, Lionel! Yes!
Yep, there you go.
Yeah! And Lionel's, yes, sir. Ah! And he's going to snap his fingers and point to this Warforged, and it goes as its eye discs glow gold alight. And isn't that kind of a familiar model? Yeah. Don't you guys remember fighting one of those a while ago? Almost like it was in the past. And Alfric, for his part, is gonna, like, get to the north behind this Warforged, and Lionel is now gonna roll initiative because the fighting has started. As is this 120.
Jesus, Lionel.
Oh my God! Well, they call him the Man-Eater for some reason.
Off to a great start.
For him? Guys, why aren't our rolls like this? Huh? What's of our initiate? Although that Warforged. Why do you. We
Do
already
that.
have a 12.
Machine!
Why is there another 12?
Go fetch that other Warforged. I think it's a rare model. It'll make a fine addition to my collection. And, yeah. Let me reorder things real quick. Yeah, so Lionel goes now. I think Zion goes above the 120Ls, though. They did both roll a 12, but I'm checking... What's your dex, Guy?
I think it's a +2.
Oh. Well, anyway, so it's Lionel the Man-Eater's turn. And Lionel the Man-Eater is not really eager to jump into the fray with the demons. He's going to place his card face down and end his turn right here with a ready to action to one side of the
What are
doorway.
you calling a demon?
Were you
Eh.
asking for the mod or the dex number?
Either way, they have a dex mod of 13, so I know that their dex is higher than yours. So in
No,
this
I
instance,
have +2, so it's
yeah, they have it. They
I'm
have they have
15.
they have a 16 dex.
Oh,
I played the pot of greed banned in higher. Yeah, so 120L has been ordered to like retrieve Zion, and so it's gonna come up behind Zion and with a flank attempt to use the arm blade in a very non-lethal, oh my god, way. For 12 slashing as it stabs in the back joints of Zion's arm raised against the Ketsari, and like it punctures between hydraulics and cogs and like, you know, oil spewing bits of piping to just sort of, you know, pincer it in place for removal. And it's your turn to roll 20, yeah. So it's 120L. That's at 120L's turn. You took 12 damage. Zion, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
can I just look at the Warforge and say stop that?
Yeah, you look at the Warforged and you say stop that, and the Warforged looks back at you, and it almost seems to like flicker a moment. Like there's an extra light behind the disc eye, and this just golden glow from inside the helmet flickers a little more brightly and says, "Command not recognized. Command issuer invalid. Identify
to-
yourself."
I am 210N. And I punched the Envy Katsari.
Alright.
Oh god. Again.
That one hits. Alright, so the 120L thinks about that statement and says, unrecognized. And yeah, you bop the Envy Katsari pretty hard with the thunder, and she lets out a shriek. She is not happy about the situation, and also about the fact that your friend Tento swallowed something. And his eyes are now glowing green with the biting eye sigil over his iris.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, it was. Tento, you feel like there's a word in your chest, like air caught in your throat that you just dying to let loose. But yeah, so that's Zion, that's your turn, right?
Yeah, I just pump up the bonus
Alright.
HP.
Yeah, boo. A blue glow comes from the center of your chest as your arcane armaments come online. Tento, it's your turn. You're down, you're hard scraped, Orochi is just like barreled into you, and you find yourself resenting or perhaps even envying your comrades' reckless abandon of escaping this earth to which you are bound at a measly 25 feet. Here he is with his long legs, his climbing, his flying, and he acts like this is some sort of burden.
I'm not too envious of his flying. He didn't fly very well.
He didn't. One might even say he didn't fly so good.
Yeah. You know, he did crash into me. I don't think I need to be envious of that.
Yeah, but
It was on purpose.
you do feel something.
Ah, yes, of course.
You do feel something deep inside of you that could be unleashed.
Tento's gonna get up, make sure that he's still him. He's like, okay, stretches a little bit. It's like, okay.
Now you look down, and as you look down, you see your gold, your jewels, your weapons, and you even see a glint of some stuff in Oroshi's pockets, and you think it's his money. And for some reason, you just feel like as you cast your gaze around, you look up at the precious metals inside Zion, and it's like you're praising with all new eyes.
Wait, Orochi has money?
I think someone put it down.
Tento's just gonna be like, okay, that's new. and I should be concerned, but dealing with something else at the moment. He's gonna pull out his wasting falchion and vicious dagger, and move 15 feet or 10. How much movement do I have? Because getting up is half, right?
Yeah. So it's half movement to get up.
Hmm. So do I have 10 or 15 left?
I think we round down normal. Casey, you want to weigh in as the other small creature?
Wait, sorry, what?
My movement is halved. Do I have 10 or 15 left?
I always did 10, but movement wasn't
it is.
as big of an issue for me because usually it was just to get to Lumi.
We'll call it 15. We'll call it 15 for now.
Okay, if it's 15, I'm gonna move right here then.
We'll revisit this. We'll revisit this and put a ruling in the document.
Yep.
But for now, 15 feet. All right, you get to you stand atop the sigil, green, cracked, red with a glowing power. You feel something, Tento, as you step on it, and you see a red flash and then a white light quiver across your birthmarks. You see them move, racking over your skin, dancing over your knuckles, shoulders, and putting your hairs to stand on end. But you're just overcome with adrenaline. You rush in, and you're behind the Envy Ketsari. And you see her like a
Nice.
beacon in the night, lit before you. Impossible to miss.
Swing, swing, swing. Okay, it's that.
Yeah, okay, so you swing in for the hit. Did you get it? You deliver a great blow to your foe.
If a 24 didn't hit, I'll be very concerned.
Yeah, and she is understandably miffed. You come in behind her as she's fluttering here. You strike her tail. And yeah, it's a big walloping tail that you feel like could easily, punt you down if you were to get struck by it.
And then offense swing.
All right, yeah. So you strike. Acid dripping from the falchion, your blade striking just so, and then a follow-up stab. Delivering a pretty brutal amount of damage. So you hop in here, you hack her to bits. The bit between her shoulder blades cracks wide, and you see just like an essence, a quintessence of song flow out as you feel it on your eyes. A vibration, a reverberation, a song in the air you are now so much more attuned to, like it's always been there. Like it's everything, the core of your existence, or of reality. Anyway, Tento, that's your turn. Orochi, it's your turn.
Anyways,
Anyway,
Here's Wonderwall.
my
Roshi's gonna
Wonderwall.
spend half his movement to get up, and looks at the ghosty things, and is gonna wind
What
blast.
things?
Cause
Is it
What?
Goosty?
ghosty things,
Okay.
ghosty.
I wish I crit there. That'd been amazing.
But yeah. Fuck this thing, cause
Because
it's
it's
something to Tanto.
You get up, you pop a blast from your hands. Just wind or also lightning?
Wind.
You burn the wave and deliver a strike of wind across her side. It strikes her eyeless face and rebuffs her, chipping one of her horns.
Yeah, so Roshi's gonna come around this corner. Oh, not that
And remember, you can cut diagonals if you want.
I don't want to go far. But yeah, I'll be at the store there and saying, guys, we need to get going. You're making a lot of noise.
I don't think you want to go into that room. Do we want to go into that room? I don't think that room doesn't look safe either.
This room is just coated in that mist that you saw down in the storage area, which you know was attached to an amulet that could trigger it and turn it back off.
This doesn't bother me, right, guys? It doesn't bother you guys either, right?
The mist never bothered Orochi anyway.
That's my turn.
I didn't intend to put so many gas-based dangers to just like have Orochi stunt on, but it kind of works, you know, thematically. Alright, so Lonnie, it's your turn. You are here at the doorway again, reunited with Lumi after a brief moment of disconnection when that demonic sigil was acting upon the world. You've hammered it now with your beams of radiant light, and it seems to have taken a miss to that, and the Envy Katsari is enraged and cried out something you didn't understand. What do you want to do?
Tento's attacking the enemy. I'm sure he's fine, right? How obvious were the green eyes?
Would you have looked over to see Orochi and Tento where they crashed? Actually, because you're technically in the space Lumi's in, you would not have had a good view of Tento's face, I don't think.
Oh, okay. It's a little hard to see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Tento's fine. Okay.
You do see Alfric has definitely turned on one of those Warforged to send in to fight your friends, and is run up to some door to the north.
Yeah, but I have bigger issues right now, like the MV Katsari, so...
Sure. Alright, a sacred flame erupts from the ceiling, and once again, radiant light bashes down towards the NV Katsari. She attempts to whirl her tail and escape the blow. She does. It strikes clean on
Man, so
the
close.
ground, and you see like a red pulse grow there as it begins to fracture the eye. And you can almost see what looks like some sort of green growth within it, reflected in the red, as if though blood and leaf and... You're not sure. But yeah, the Envy Katsari is not happy about this affront and is looking right at you. She already was like anchored here by Zion earlier, but she looks like she might try again. Is that your go?
How much do I care? Did it look like the gnome's gonna send more Warforges our way?
You can see one Warforged of identical make that Alfric is, well, not identical make, it has a different thing on its arm. But it looks like there's at least one other Warforged in the next room that he's standing behind, yes.
I'm going to cast Sanctuary on myself, and I think that's 40. It's a little hard to tell. I think that's 40. And Lumi's gonna take dodge.
Alright, you dodge. That is your turn. Yeah, you do note that there are 3 Warforged standing in this room overall. And Lionel menaces, his teeth
This better
glinting,
not be a waste.
his elbows up. It's an Envy Katsari's turn. The Envy Katsari, she already tried biting eye, didn't she? Alright, so here's what happens. She is going to bring down an envious mark. Creatures within 30 feet of her are going to make a charisma save.
So all of us?
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually includes Iskander, who will join the initiative fray.
Is this
after go.
magical?
It is magical in nature.
Nice.
There's our
Nat
20.
20.
There's our nat 20.
And then time for Lumi to fail this. Oh, She actually
Don't
made
worry,
it.
Kai. I'll join you in the failure, probably. Yep, there you go. I actually would have preferred to roll a 0.
Okay.
That way I could-
Okay, so
At least I would have had a chance to re-roll.
only Tento takes the psychic damage. Are you envious of that nat 20? Pat in chat, working them. You feel envy at Hiroshi's charisma, how unearned. But yeah, you
Do I not take it?
You don't. No, okay. So what happens is you become marked by envy, which I have a little... Casey's seen it. I have a little emoji I can put on tokens, but I don't have the right token set loaded to do it. So I'm just going to put an eye on you guys. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. Yeah, okay, so Zion failed. Lonnie passes. Lumi passes. Orochi passes. It was just Tento and Zion. Okay, yeah. And, I always forget. Oh, a dangerous to go alone for Orochi, Zion, Lonnie. Okay. Oh my gosh. So I'll do this as your turns come up.
Did Pat happen? Is that what happened?
Pat happened in the chain.
Ah.
Okay, so Thrall Master's also been marked by envy. Oh my god. Pat's going so hard on this. Bento to round out this set. Oh, thank you, Q Prime. So that's the envy Kitsari's go, really. Other than
Tento to round out the.
she is going to try and descend into the floor. There's sort of like a crackling of energy as she tries to sublimate down into it through what remains. Do you want to op her, Bento or Zion?
Hell
Yes.
yeah, I wanna.
Yeah, I do.
Alright, spend the reactions and give me the swings.
Swing. Come on. Let me hit.
That's a hit. Guess the damage. Okay, yeah. So you both hit together. You drive her out of existence as she's shattered above this doorway, and it fades, and then the ground turns blank, and all that's really left is this sort of gash in the floor, which seems almost like sizzled and melted, as if though perhaps like volcanic glass or obsidian. And yeah, was that character's turn. It's Alfric's turn. Alfric sees you and says, "A clever trick." And he looks at you. And he thinks about it for a moment. And he says, "You're probably no one important." And then he is going to try to attack you. However, you have to roll a certain test now, isn't he?
Yeah.
And,
Wisdom. Yeah, wisdom.
now, I have a quick question for you, though, Casey. Would you say this is a magic saving throw?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't see why it wouldn't be
Funny
magic.
thing about gnomes, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it is a saving throw. Yeah. Shit, that means I can attack people with sanctuary better. Not like it matters.
Oh wow.
Well, he fails, and
Does he want to target Lionel?
yeah, rather than making any attack, he simply throws open this door to the north, down which you sort of see like a crackling, thrumming in the air, and he heads up. And as he does so, there's sort of like a little like spark of electricity, and this 120L, so you know, comes to life. Iskander's turn comes up. Iskander is going to, you know, like, rush in here to try and assist. And the purple lightning crackles in his hand as his mind blade swipes for the 120L.
Ooh. Ooh.
As it
Yeah.
strikes the central processing of the 120L, see smoke coming
Yeah.
out of its like ear holes. It's noise detectors. It smokes, it steams a little, it looks at Zion, it seems confused, and says, "Order unrecognized, state your identity."
I already did.
Cannot recall.
210N.
And it thinks and it says, "Unit model unrecognized." And that's a Scander's turn. It's Lionel's turn. And Lionel, deciding that, better to come to you if you won't come to him, is going to step into the gap here. And Lionel steps in with downright devious intent. And he is going to attempt his whiz save.
Ooh, you did a much better job.
Yep, and he's going to reach out and try to bite Lonnie. His teeth gnash at open air. He follows it up by attempting to slam you with his iron elbow. Which also...
another wisdom save, but
Oh,
it's
right,
not
right,
like it
right.
matters. Which she
Okay.
makes anyways. Damn.
Well, and then also, because he's targeting you with an ability that is hostile, I think that means he has to roll Sanctuary as well, right? Yeah, because it'll deal at least 1 damage. And he fails the last thing he was going to do, and he redirects his pressure point strike to... No, wait. We had a conversation about this. He can't fail a target against you and then redirect it to Lonnie, can he?
To Lumi, which
Lumi.
I can redirect attacks towards Lumi, towards me, so it's this weird endless
It creates
cycle.
the
It's
infinite loop.
specifically because I have this feat.
Alright, well, yeah. Alright, so basically that's Lionel's turn. He stepped out into the
But it
gap.
also means that Lumi can break Sanctuary for me, so...
So that's Lionel's go. Is 120Ls. The 120Ls are acting. This 120L is thinking for a moment. And it keeps failing what would be a really interesting roll to succeed on. And it
Is
picks
that
up
a plus
its arm.
10? No, it's plus 1. Okay.
It picks up its arm, and you see an acid nozzle extend and just spray to the south. So Zion, Thrallmaster, Tento are in the 30-foot cone of acid spraying down. So that's a dex save.
Oh, well, either way, I got an 18. Didn't mean to play advantage.
Works out. Yeah, okay.
Damn.
So the
Good job,
acid,
everyone.
so you take 3 acid damage as it sizzles a little bit. Sizzles like a hot Taco Bell sauce more so than an acid nozzle.
Don't I take 0?
Damn, Lionel got more iron in that elbow than a coin bank. That is going crazy tonight. Alright, so the dangers to go alone start coming down. Zion, you notice 2 things. 1. Okay, Zion, are you with me? You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. 1. I noticed the camera was down. I didn't know if it was you. So 1. You note that this unit seems to be operating in a. First of all, this is definitely the same unit that you saw in that past vision when you went after Vault. And you feel like you found them in a different lab, someone else's lab. And that stirs something. For 2, because you have 2 dangers to go alones, you feel like if you tried to give it an order right now because of that zap to its brain that Thrallmaster gave it, you might be able to factory reset it. Give me a persuasion with advantage if you'd like to try.
I would like to. factory reset this roll.
You hold
sure about this?
you hold the power and the down volume at the same time.
Is he holding something down on it?
Is he doing like Twister with his
Oh
fingers?
god.
Wait, Kyle, are you sure? Because when you factory reset, you have to reinstall everything. Like,
Oh yeah,
install
how long,
Windows
how long
again.
does
You
the
didn't
update
count to
take?
10 seconds, you fool.
What?
Tento is
What's the
still
operating?
Alright,
Still
what
the
are you
CD
doing?
for the operating
Are
system,
we gonna
Kyle?
have
Like,
to sit here for a short rest, waiting for it to reinstall everything?
Zion, you are marked by envy, and you think to yourself, why should there be another Warforged here? Am I not the superior creation? This older model of unsure origin is surely just going to get in the way. And yeah, you falter in the words that you think could have caused it to stand down. But yeah, that doesn't take your action though. You can still act if you'd like to try and scrap it.
Do I want to scrap it?
You don't have to.
Kind of don't want to scrap it. Can I look for an off button?
Are they installed in Warforges? Do you,
You
have an
could,
off button?
the off button is dealing non-lethal damage when you take it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dealing-
Alright.
You could
That
hit
is
you could hit its
Or-
off button if you know what I'm saying.
Alright, I will hit the off button.
you take the power supply out, and that's the off button. So you
Yeah,
just unplug.
you bang it in the helmet. It rocks back as you megalobox it, and then it takes another hard hit, and it says, "Not understanding this command. I must respond. User unknown. Where is creator?" And that is Zion's turn. Maybe question mark.
Yes.
Is it turned off? I can't tell.
He's still up, still up.
it's
Very
still
like the head
Okay, there
is
it is.
large, like caved and dented in. The bits around it are all fucked up. It's having a hard time. So you can go for the finisher here, Tento, if you want to pop it down.
15. Whoop. Oh, well, get them
You
up.
have advantage.
I do? Oh,
So
Without
it's
advantage,
standard.
you not hit.
oh,
with a
okay.
14.
Wait. If it's... If I'm supposed to roll 2 dice for advantage,
That's
which
a
means I can re-roll that one that I rolled.
Yeah, because you got a natural.
Yeah.
You got a natty one.
Okay, it didn't matter.
So
Alright, well, let's see if the dagger does it.
you wail about with your wasting falchion. Acid drips to the side and effectually you can't get through the armor. But you
Sorry.
come up behind it. You find a weakness in its chassis, and you plunge the dagger deep, putting it -1 gaming before the sneak attack takes it. Now, here's a question. You see there's like a latch near what appears to be its core. You know where a Warforged core is because you've seen Zion expose its multiple times. Woo. And you think that if you were to like pop this latch, you would disable the Warforged. But if you were to stab the core, you could destroy it. Which do you do?
I don't know Zion's intentions with this thing, so I'm gonna stab its core.
You
I don't know.
go
Is it just gonna chuck its body at another room?
much like a giant monster anime where the animation team cannot be bothered to storyboard out persistent damage. You must strike this creature's core to destroy it, and you do so. There's a bit of an internal implosion as the light behind this 120L unit's eyes goes out for the last time, and it shrinks to the ground, quite dead and discombobulated, as a blue arcane explosion and appertaining smoke rise.
Oh, that's one down. I'll look at Lionel.
Lionel looks at Lonnie as one might look at a delicious meal, and then looks at you as if though looking at course 2.
Ew.
I like that.
Potential,
Wait, does it yeah,
that's your main action.
and my bonus. Because I stabbed the vicious dagger.
Alright, and you want to do anything else? You're holding there.
I am holding it right there.
All right. It is Oroshi's. You have a dangerous to go alone, so I will say this. When you come upon this entryway, you see that the 120L seems to have a tool stuck between its shoulder blades when it was coming out because someone had been working on it before they were deployed to fight, and it fell out during the fighting. And you kick it. It's a very dark thing, so it's like blending with the floor, but you feel your foot nudge it, and you look down and you see this sprocket sprangler. You are free to obtain. It is Oroshi's turn. Orochi, yeah, you feel as though it's dangerous to go alone, and you take this, which is, for one, as you, breathe in these mists, you get a strange sensation, almost like, like a tingling, and you feel as if though, you can now, there's a burnt scent at the top of your nostril. You feel like you can smell the magic on the paired amulet now. So you know that this spell laid in this place, if it's like the basement one, will have a paired amulet.
Okay.
You'll be able to recognize it through scent as a dangerous to go. And beyond that, you note that so you look to the east, right? And you see that there is a some sort of strange plant off to the east growing there, and it looks like it probably has some sort of a purpose, alchemical or otherwise. But yeah.
All right. Could you repeat that last part? My internet cut out, and I didn't hear
There's
that last bit.
there's a weird plant down the hallway. Did you get shift pinged over there?
No.
I will shift ping it again.
I think I see it now. Yeah. Okay.
I will then shift ping it.
And
back.
do I smell anything familiar right now where I'm at, or no?
No, not particularly. You've never been on the first. You've never been on the first floor.
Okay. Well, much as I think we should go into this room, people aren't moving, so
It's 'cause people are fighting.
come here. And do I have a shot to this handsome gentleman that we don't care about?
Yeah, because there are short people between you and him, so you can just pop it over their heads.
I don't know.
Alright.
Does Lonnie count as a short person with mounted?
On Lumi, I think she's still a short person.
Okay.
Smack you in the back of the head. No, I'm gonna hit Lina with a lightning blast. And go pew.
Alright, yeah, so lightning dances towards his body, and Raxon, his hair stands on end. He looks up. He's his boss. This wave burner. He's got lightning. And Alvik says, "What?" Yeah, he's got lightning. He zapped me. Oh god. I feel like I'm mildly burned. And he looks quite cross at you.
He's slightly annoyed. He's like, "Hey,
That's fine.
that
I
guy
didn't
just
do him
zapped me with
damage.
lightning."
Alright, so that's the Orochi turn.
Yeah, I mean, after he says that, I'm going to the corner of the room again.
In shame.
I mean, no, not in shame. He just said, oh, yeah.
I
This
just
test subject, very interesting. Like, oh, yes.
I just
no.
find it funny. He just
Backing
was just
away.
like, "Hey, that guy just zapped me. What the fuck?" Not like, "Oh god, this guy shot lightning." I mean, he just zapped me. What? Why did you do that?
So Lonnie, Lionel the Man-Eater stands before you. Well, what do you want to do?
So I think you need to make an attack roll for this. I presumably break sanctuary, but shoving would. What would you say for that?
Yeah, you're gonna have to make an attack roll, hit him, and then contest athletics against his athletics or acrobatics.
Okay, then I.
He strikes a stance that suggests he is a grappler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dangerous to go alone. Yeah, you look at his stance, And unlike some people who have no violence in their stance, you're like, but how can he fight with no violence in his stance? You're like, oh, there's a fuckload of violence in this man's stance. He's a goddamn hungry animal. And you get the feeling that he's got advantage on these saving throws against being grappled or by melee attack.
It's fine. I didn't want to break it anyway, so I guess I'm just gonna sit here.
You want to ready in action, or you just gonna hold position?
You're just gonna be in front of him.
Look, I got nine. Well, I guess 8 more rounds of this. I want to use it because, god damn it, if this spell slot goes to waste, I'm gonna be sad. Look, they can apparently shoot over me. It's fine.
Yeah, not wrong.
Nimi can dodge. Nimi will dodge. But I'm just gonna be a new door. Zion, please don't break me down.
Or use her as a shield.
I'm supposed to be the shield right now. So
I don't
it
think you
kind
want.
of
I don't think you
works.
want Zion to use it as a shield. There's a difference. When Zion uses something as a shield, it gets used as a shield.
Alright,
Anyways, yeah, I there's not much I can do right now.
you hear a lever get pulled, and as sort of a teal crackle of lightning is visible through the room to the north.
Oh, right, that's a thing I can technically do. I'll consider that next time. Okay. Maybe.
Yeah, and 5, 10, 15. 20, 25. Alfric says, "Ah, yes. I believe that test subject has been showing promise for some time. What luck! He's just done his own delivery. Now then, Lionel, snap their necks. Hop, hop." And it's Iskander's turn.
Hop is what he said.
Yeah, he said hop, hop.
God damn.
Them hop pops, how dare he?
So Thrall, so Iskander like angles his mind. Wallmaster comes up against the wall, like points his head, and then pops his ripple. As you see like a boom out through the air, and Lionel attempts an int save. Lionel is not really an intellectual titan on this occasion, and he takes 12 psychic damage. He's like, ugh! And that's Iskander's turn.
Interesting.
Lionel is going to pop down to the flow and pop an AoE as he leg sweeps all those around him. I believe just means, yeah, it just means Lumi. So, strength save.
As I'll say, I guess he's not that big because he's in a hallway. Okay. I thought he was going to reach all the way over to me. I was like, wow, well, them some long legs.
Gosh, I don't think dodge helps with this. Dodge D&D.
I think dodge is dex saves.
Yeah, I think it's dex only. Let me.
Lumi's a strong gal, right?
Anyone looks very strong compared to Lonnie. It's not that happens.
Alright, so, and
Yeah.
what's this? There's like a series of events that occurs when your mount is knocked prone. I think you get your own save.
I
to
think
see if
I
you...
make a dex save or something to see
to see if you,
I.
yeah. So you make a dex save and see if you'd pass it, then you'll remain standing. If you fail
One
it,
of these days we'll have this completely memorized.
Yes.
Oh, nope, that's the wrong character sheet. Dex save, not advantage. And not Lumi. There we go.
Yeah, you remain standing. Lumi's knocked down. You like hop off as if though Yoshi sacrificing her yet again, and Lionel is gonna try and make a wisdom save to see if he can attack you. He does, and he tries to give you a steel shin to the jaw. He misses.
British try. Thank God.
He's then gonna wisdom save once more. Oh yeah, he fucking fails that shit. And he cancels the attack. He breaks op range on you.
I mean, he can technically attack Lumi now if he wants to.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, he will.
Does he have 3 attacks?
No, he can redirect it.
Oh, okay.
Lionel,
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
Lionel
how that
puts
works.
his iron elbow into Lumi. She makes a strength save, and on a failure, she's knocked back 5 feet. Takes 10 bludgeoning. If she would impact a... Oh no, she's about to hit Tento's legs.
So
Unless she makes that strength save.
30. Is there any disadvantage for being prone?
Oh, well, there's
matter.
certainly no advantage for it. Let me put it that way.
So we.
If she takes 10 bludgeoning, gets knocked back 5 feet. Tento, roll me that strength save.
I have advantage. I think that's gonna help. Orange Jesus, please. I was off by 1. Are you serious?
You take 5 bludgeoning and get knocked back 5 feet. As Lionel just delivers an iron elbow strike, and he then, backs all the way behind this Warforged. It is the Soul
Yeah, okay, you're in.
up 120L's turn. And yeah. He is going to stand here, point a lightning lancer arm that goes and points it right for Lonnie, and then makes a whiz save. Fails a whiz save. New target, Tento. Fires the electro
Is
lancer.
he prone? No.
At
Oh,
disadvantage.
no, he is prone.
I am pro?
I think
Oh.
so.
They were knocked back. Oh no! If they were.
Oh, the second
yeah,
person.
Yeah. No. So yeah. So,
Okay.
but it misses. It goes wide. It goes over your head either way.
It
Goes
really
to
missed by
disadvantage in
1.
the range. Yeah. So yeah, the 120L is an Alfred's going to say, "Fire in that doorway," and it says yes, and steps right up. Zion, is your turn.
Oh. I will also step up.
Yeah.
Coming through.
It looks at you.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
It looks right at you. It seems to be the exact same model. The factory reset trick would work on it. Assume the trick works at all.
I believe in you. So you can do this.
Alright, let's go. Factory reset. Is it persuasion again?
Yeah, with advantage.
Jeez. Come on, let's do this.
Oh, hey, look at
Hey,
that.
Yeah. And so it kind of looks at you with slightly light eyes. They go dim. They light back up again, and it says, "Recognizing. Soul identification complete. I am ready to receive commands." And Alfric says, "What? That's impossible! What? Who are you?" Oh my.
I yell over. Ha, you suck.
2, 1, 0, and how many times do I have to say this?
Oh, I think this is the. Hey, look, Zion's getting annoyed. That's the first.
So Zion, you've successfully converted.
Zion likes to talk, just not repeat itself.
So you've succeeded. The model seems to be responding to you. Do you give it any commands? What are you doing?
I will say go render them unconscious.
Understood. The blade flicks out. That.
This is the wildest charm effect I've seen.
So Zion,
So
that's
I
your.
moved 15. Since that's an ally now, I can come in, right?
Yep, yeah, you can step through their space. They will not op you. They are not have no hostile intent towards you.
I'll
Just
go-
factory reset and turn the rest of them on.
Can you do that?
I'll go there. And I guess that's my turn.
All right, it's the Tento turn-to.
Alright. Rentos abandonment. I'm over here. Boop. Oh, nope, not into the wall. Oh. I don't know why I could go through that.
You hop. You run around. See Alfric and Lionel.
I'm gonna pull out my crossbow.
And Alfric says, "Oh, it's the fucking thief."
Hi! How you doing? Do you wanna throw down your arms and let us through?
Much better once I've clapped you in irons, you fool! You
And
think
I
to
take
challenge
aim.
me?
And pew pew at him. Not with advantage.
The crossbow
So a 10.
tings the wall behind him and says, "You need better aim than that to take down me, Alfric zu Zutland.
Zutlin?
I am
Zut-
the Lightning Wizard." And
Anything else? Just that?
inventor of many things, torturer of many people. Fuck off! Alright, I don't explain myself to you. Lionel, this man is judging me. Go kick him in the face. Yes, sir.
Alright, touchy. Fragile eagle there. Don't wait, man. Chill.
Damn.
And so that's the Tento Turnto?
Yeah.
Alright, it's...
I still have a bonus. I guess I'll go in the corner. Use the let's move in the corner here.
Alright,
Ooh. Okay, now I'm good.
so it's Aroshi's turn.
Alright, well. Gonna pop over here again. See Lionel. Can I shoot over 120L?
I feel like I've played fast and loose with your ability to shoot over allies before, so I'm not gonna turn that against you now. I would let you take the shot.
I mean, he's friendly, sort of, right now, so I guess it's
Yeah.
less of an issue.
He's a
Well,
lightning
yeah.
rod.
Lionel. Get the wind blast. I'm sure he's within 120 feet of me.
Yep.
Yeah, he is.
Pop your shot.
Some wind blast.
Yeah, that's a pretty undeniable hit right there. Let's get damage. Alright, yeah, the wind blast hits him hard in the gut.
Bludgeoning.
Yeah, you see his body physically recoil. He's
Just
like,
at
"Ugh,
a distance.
Alfric, we can't keep taking these hits. And Alfric's like, yes, I know. I need to do everything myself.
You sure you want to still work for him?
But look at that profile. I mean, he really is a wave burner. I've never seen the distorted source. It's fascinating. I must have him for my collection, Lionel. I must study him. And Lionel's like, kind of like coughing up blood right now. Hiroshi, that
I'm gonna ask Lionel. You sure you still want to work for him, my dude? He doesn't seem to appreciate you.
And Lionel's like, it's hard to get a employee package this good though.
Yeah, you should see the dental program.
I'm failing to see how good it is.
He's like,
He's
well,
coughing up
he
blood.
does let me eat people.
And with that, I'm gonna stay silent.
Sure, you sure want to retort to that one? You don't have a way to come back
I
to that
don't
one?
think there's a good retort for that one.
So that's the Hiroshi turn, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna sidestep a little bit. Not in line of sight or anything to any kind of magical thing that requires line of sight.
Yeah, Lonnie, it's your turn.
Coward.
Well, let's see. Lumi needs to get up from prone. And then... Oh, no. And then... I don't think that aura was there before all the way in the back.
No, it wasn't. You
Do I
heard
have-
a lever get pulled, and you saw a crackle of electricity.
Does it look just like an electric field or something?
It looks
from
like
back here.
It looks like there's something arcing out from some central point.
Huh.
Is what that aura appears to be.
Is there any way for me to discern what it might be doing? Does it look like it's like charging something or like a trap?
Right now, all you can see is the electrical discharge out to the side. You can roll me an Arcana to get a better idea. I mean, you vaguely recall lightning coils that acted like that in the past, but you don't know how much of that was reality and how much of that was some sort of acid trip.
Okay, so 10, 15.
Where would you like to head?
Sure, I'll stand here. I'm just curious if this works. Yeah, because I would have heard him just say knock unconscious. Okay, I'm gonna try just thaumaturgy the door behind them to close it.
Alright, yeah. The door just sort of like the metal slides down, and it seems to be shut for the moment, as if by some unseen force. Except there's a verbal component, and Alvaric's like, "Oh, very nice. Did that teach you that at the Glyke campout, or wherever you've learned your filthy little druid tricks?"
Your quips suck.
Oh. I'll have you know it's because you're all ingrates. True people of culture would be laughing hysterically right now. And, Solani, anything else?
Yeah, that's about it.
Alright.
You don't call him filthy back?
So,
You'll take that?
Alfric, raises his hands. And, he points, and you see lightning sparkle from them, and he just says, "Ha! You fools! It was my plan to bunch you all together all along," as he unleashes Lightning Chain, which bounces first to Zion, next to Tento, then to Lonnie, then to Lumi, and then back to Zion. So,
18.
make me deck saves, Zion make it twice.
I've not been saying this, but Lumi, I
Is
kinda-
dodged? Is dodged?
Yeah.
Deck save, advantage, yes. I see, she just got a little token on her. I was assuming after a certain
Since
point.
it's like hitting us individually, do I benefit from her advantage, or should I make mine just normal?
I'm gonna say you are gonna benefit from it, because this is a deck save because you're getting out of the way. She's helping you get out of the way. If anything, she might be the one who doesn't, because it's bouncing right from you to her, but you have advantage for it. We're err on the side of advantage.
Dex saving. Okay, so she takes nothing. I take 9.
Alright, yeah, and Lightning on a success, they take half as much. And Zion, you're gonna take both of those 9s, except for the fact that you've got the pauldrons on.
So half.
Yeah, and
So
the
9s.
lightning like burns up through them, and he says, "Wait, what's this? Is that the craft elfswoman of? No, it can't be. How did you get your hands on one of Avara's rarer pieces? You must be someone very intriguing. I look forward to extracting it from you in the torture chambers upstairs."
Lonnie is just like vaguely curious if his throat is parched yet from how much he's been talking.
He is going to, after doing Lightning Chain, step over here and turn on this with a bonus action. Zap this 120L. He walks over to the door. He tries to open it again, and is it held shut by
No.
Alright.
I just didn't know if it would take up action economy for him to open it.
He does. I think by default you get one movement action, right? Opening a door or whatever.
Yeah, I just didn't know how complicated the door was. So yeah.
He
Just wanna
may,
see.
so he goes 5, 10, 15, 20, and then 25, and says, "Come, Lionel! The next stage of the show!" And Lionel looks up, he's like, "Are you sure we shouldn't head?" And Alfred's like, "Nonsense! That would get in the way of bookkeeping." Indeed. So that's Alfred's turn. It is presently a Skander's turn. Skander's gonna like rush in, look at the situation, and decide he wants to dodge. It is Lionel's turn, and Lionel, so much as he really wants to come Megalobox with Zion, is gonna steal a final glance towards the eastern door. Almost, well, if anybody's looking at him, you could roll me an insight, but steals a glance towards the eastern door before running around the corner.
Inside.
Lonnie, you definitely looked at the door. You can determine that. Tento, it almost was like a longing look to the east.
What?
To this eastern door, yeah.
Where he keeps his food.
So
I
it's
see.
it's the 120L's turn.
I hope it's not the place he keeps his food, because I don't want to see that.
So this 120L stands in the doorway, and this 120L advances and says, "Step aside. I am following orders." And it says, "No, you. Stand back. I am following orders. This is incompatible.
Oh gosh.
We both have an identical command hierarchy. This is impossible. We both have an identical command hierarchy. I have the right orders. No, you have the wrong orders. I have the right orders. You have the wrong orders."
Oh, good.
Wait, are they gonna blow up now?
I got my orders from, and then points at Zion. "Well, I got my orders from," points at Alfric, and says, "This is incompatible." And the other one says, "Agreed." And then the other one says, "Well, no. I detect no epiphany within my core. Very well. Shall we battle?" "Indeed." And then they proceed to arm blade each other. And,
Gentlemen, like, why couldn't people be like this?
and
Oh, so
unfortunately,
this is why Zion's always like, can't we just
120
talk about it?
120L whiffs the attack. Your 120L whiffs the attack. The attacker gets a
Okay,
crit
so I'll say which
right
one.
upon its chassis and just like rips up its chest. For
Oh my
holy
goodness.
shit, 24, knocking off the front plating, revealing cogs and gears, pouring camshafts, and it says, "Good blow." Why, thank you. And yeah,
With each other.
Zion, it's your turn.
I see.
And before you act, Alfric tells 120L, "Listen to no word spoken by anyone other than Alfric Zuzutland until I order you otherwise. Delete all other auditory data."
Until the factory reset.
Say the exact same thing to yours.
Change your voice module.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What he said.
But replace it with Zion's
Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe
That's an
know
important
exactly
bit.
what he
Yeah,
said.
you just said what he says?
Yeah.
Understood. Turning off all auditory processing from those not named Alfric Zuzutland.
Wait, no.
Wait,
Alright.
Zion.
So you step up next to him. There's a bot in the gap. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Can I factory reset?
Here's the thing. You were doing that like audibly, right?
Oh, it was audibly.
Yes.
Okay.
Audible.com.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna punch it.
I'm gonna attack. That's it. You deal 10 thunder damage.
In another.
You deal
You were making up for all those rolls.
You deal 22 damage. You like megalobox into its like shoulder and then into its thigh, and then it just pops like you're pressure pointing this thing. You've learned its ins and outs, and it is really starting to break down. It is kind of the weaker model between the two of you. With a more primitive design, you manage to outwit its construction and slam your fists into it. The bang on its metal almost familiar to you, echoing in some deep way within your core. But yeah, is it your turn?
I'll power up my temp HP again.
Energies course through, defending and uplifting you. Tento, it is presently your turn, To.
Tento's gonna walk up this way and look at the door and see, like, why.
You wanna like peep the keyhole or whatever, like check it out without like disturbing.
Yeah.
All right, give me a sneak.
Nice.
You peep in to see a room full of the dead and dying, a barber, surgeon, bugbear splattered red with blood, trying to attend to the wounded.
So it was his food.
Yeah, you see several terrible wounds, and the barber surgeon is trying to like patch it up, and this brass skulker, he's got like a horrible like round suction mark where he's clearly been stabbed, and there's like a deadened skin around it, as if though some horrible monster has suckled upon him, and he's like, "It's like I can't breathe." And the bugbear says, "Don't worry, we'll just get some more blood in you. Just keep your head on straight. You'll get through this." And he taps him with the salve and goes to attend to the other wounded.
Oh no, we did that.
Tento's like, okay, well, now I know why he's looking at that place so, okay, well, I'm gonna pretend I didn't put the 2 and 2 together. Is there anything, interesting on the table here?
There are a variety of, tools and beakers, and, there is one thing that stands out in particular, a bit of oil that seems to be in a bottle of fine runic craft. It seems to be dwarven and make, you would guess. And you could roll me perhaps an Arcana to guess what that sort of a vessel would normally contain.
Is it shiny?
The container itself is quite shiny, yes.
Tento's gonna grab the shiny thing.
Alright, yeah, you, +1 dwarvish, container of question mark.
This 120L is still friendly towards us, right?
Yeah.
I actually don't care. I can move through all these guys. Bonus action dash to this corner. Whoop.
Yeah, from
And
the
I'm
corner
gonna
you
stab
can
it.
see there is, lightning crackling and such. Oh yeah, so you made main action attack. Give us the attack.
Boop. Okay.
That's a crit. Give me the damage. Holy shit, you hack it with a fucking falchion.
And this.
6 + 5. You roll sneak attack twice?
Good god.
Yep.
Yeah, all dice get rolled twice, and sneak attack error dice.
You absolutely
Holy
blaze through it with your falchion as you just crash through and melt it from head through the center. The core popping, exploding, the process it peels apart. And the 120L says, "Farewell," and it says, "Farewell."
As if it's thumbs up too, as it melts away.
Smoke emerges, yeah. And Alfric says, "You are destroying priceless artifacts!"
So you didn't make these things.
Obviously not! You mean you don't
Yeah,
even
you're
know
right.
the value of this, you foolish thief?
I look at Alfred and see if anything glows on him.
If anything's glowing
Any
on him?
shinies?
Any shinies?
Oh yeah, you do see valuables. He's got like gold and silver. He's got some jewelry. He's got a pouch of money. He's got a few things of value on him. He's got rings, gem rings, and other such things. What do you want to do? Is that all your movement, or do you have any left?
Yeah, that's all my movement.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So that was the Tento turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's Hiroshi's turn. Hiroshi, what do you want to do?
Alright, well. Everyone went into the room. I come up to this door. Darren, I'm assuming you're taking Bessie with you?
Oh my god, where's Betsy?
At the
In
door
the
still?
Why
doorway.
is she still there? Betsy, come here, girl. She didn't get zapped. That's good.
Indeed, she was safely. Hiroshi, yeah, you step up.
Oh shoot, wait, how far did I go? I actually do need meta now. 30. Come up here, do I have an angle? I know I have visual angle from roll 20, but because the doorway's kinda
Hold on, let me. From here, I mean, he's still mostly. He's gonna have like a 5 higher AC on this angle. You'll be shooting at mostly a wall. You're trying to catch like his right arm from here.
That's fine. I'm gonna do some wind blast.
Wind blast.
Damn. 16 hit?
It pops the side of the wall of the doorway. It would have hit if he'd been exposed.
Damn.
All right.
Wind blast.
Wind blast. Lonnie.
And that'll be my turn.
So it's no longer relevant, but I'm just curious. Would closing a door that happens to have someone in there count as an attack?
I don't think it would count as an attack. Does the wording on Sanctuary means it needs to be literally an attack?
An attack or a spell that affects an enemy.
If the door would affect the enemy, then it would break Sanctuary.
But I think it means like targeting enemies in a negative manner. I
But
was
it
just curious.
says affect, and that would be an effect of the spell.
I'm just trying to close the door. It's not like it matters now. We can move through this guy, right?
Yeah, he's friendly. You can move through him.
Who's over here? Oh, he's here. I think that was 30. I think I can get here with 40. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'll be here.
You see 2 lightning coils arcing. That is that's your turn, right?
Yeah, and let me start dodging again.
All right.
There's no exit. Okay.
Well, there's a door to the east.
Yeah.
There's also a hole to the north.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I guess like, is there any like lever or something?
There's a lever right here next to Lionel.
Oh, okay.
You did hear someone pop around the corner, walk not too far, and then you heard something dunk before the lightning caught on. So you could make a guess. You can educate a guess.
I think you let me activate lever with Thaumaturgy before. Would you let me do it again, or?
Yeah, sure. You want to cast Thaumaturgy?
Yeah.
Ooh. And you pull the lever, and he's like, "Really? You know one fucking spell, don't you?"
Jesus.
Alright, time to cast
It
Minor
doesn't-
Illusion.
It doesn't turn it off?
It does. It does.
Okay.
And
You're just mad. She knows what she's doing.
And Alfric is going to step here. And he's going to raise his hand again. And a stroke of lightning shoots out directly in front of it. Each creature in line is going to make a dex save.
Ooh, that's a lot.
I will roll
In
for
a
the
line?
120L.
Thank God.
What is this line?
It is straight south from him.
Okay.
I'm assuming that you've been, you dancing to the side as usual. Not a bad idea.
Oh wow.
Go Lonnie.
I needed that. Come on, Lumi. I believe in you.
Oh, poor Lumi.
Oof.
Well, at least she
What
has
is
vision.
what's the DC? 16? No. What is the DC?
Oh, Alfric's spell save DC is an 18.
Okay. It's like I figured it might give it. Didn't see it. Well, thankfully Lumi takes half anyways.
Alright. And you take 10. Alright.
So that's -4.
Yeah. He is going to... He's trying to step away to your north. Do you do anything about that?
No.
Alright. 20. There's a bonus action. You see him like twist his hand and like a little spark dances to this door and like a light comes on from it of a droning sound and you hear a familiar sound.
Oh, great.
Oh. God, roll 20 is really just wanting to fuck up tonight. Okay, or
Damn.
Oh, okay, just roll 4 times, whatever. We'll take the.
Oh, -4.
That's incredible.
Alright.
How does -4 still roll higher than all of us, guys?
Xander is gonna roll up.
20s. I mean, you had one, but that's just the one.
That's one more than you.
No, I rolled that one. Oh, no. Yeah, no, I did.
You did for what?
Charisma save.
Oh no, I thought you just rolled
Dodge.
high.
So, yeah, Lionel looks at you, and he's like not really happy about that. He's gonna come up here. He's gonna make his wisdom save, right?
Yeah, and this is why I want to keep it. Blast.
So he fails his wisdom save. And wait, so he can redirect these at Lonnie?
Lumi?
Lumi? Doesn't that get caught in
It's
the
this
triangle?
weird thing. It's this weird thing where, like, I have the mounted combatant feat where I can redirect.
We have a
attacks.
ruling on this. We have a ruling on this document. I'm positive we do. Right? I thought that this ruling was part of why the document exists.
Well, I don't have the link on hand right now, so.
But earlier in the fight, we had him redirect his iron elbow into Lumi.
Because I was no longer mounted on her.
True. All right, whatever.
The first one, he could not.
Is the thing he was gonna do as a bonus action doesn't happen. That's beats your spell save DC, right?
I literally just got off the tab, damn it. Yeah.
All right. He is going to give you the iron elbow.
Disadvantage, thankfully, because dodge.
All right. Then ignore whatever number comes after the plus. All right, it's just 5. Make the strength save.
Oh, whoops. Nope, not that. I was at 13, so that's 8. I am sure this is going to go swimmingly. Yep. So I fall prone. Oh, no, knock back 15 feet.
5
5.
feet.
5 feet.
Does Lumi
Fall
also go
prone.
prone? Does
Yeah, this
she
is
have
a
to make
weird
strength
one.
save? Yeah. Do they both have to make strength saves?
I mean,
since
yeah,
one's
I
on
would
top
say
of the
because
other?
she's the base, you either fall off of her, or I think she makes a dex save for you to not fall off of her. Is how I think this works.
I'll just make it easier and just choose to fall off prone.
All right.
Whatever.
And that's Alfred. So, Lionel, is gonna withdraw as much as he can. And the first of the pulse pustules pops up through this hole. As they all sort of, get close to it. The sort of red, raw, beating meat of it reared up against you.
Ew.
Did not need a reminder of how disgusting they look.
Zion, it is your turn.
Alright. I will walk into the room. Well, 10, 15, 20. I'm just gonna dash up to one.
Alright.
That was my action to dash. Yeah, I'll. I'll go over here instead.
Alright. That's your turn.
Yes, that's my turn.
It is your 120L's turn. Your 120L has been told to render them unconscious, and assumes that Alfric is the higher priority target because you no longer listen to people who aren't Alfric. It steps up to 30 feet away and raises its Electro Lancer and tries to shoot him. It succeeds, dealing what should be 11 damage. Alfric sort of seems to coil that around himself, and he only takes 5. Tento, it's your turn, To.
Tento's gonna walk through this door. 15. Oh, sees Lonnie on the floor, like, oh gosh. And, yeah, that'll be my bonus action to dash 2, so I'll be right here. And as I'm looking at Alfred, can I identify any of the stuff on him besides the gold and like money and stuff? Like,
you can tell
do I know?
He got a very potent. He looks very valuable looking rings. You don't know if they're magic or anything like that from this. You just know they're valuable. He's wearing a valuable necklace. He's got valuable rings. He's got a gold and jewels about his person.
I guess I'll just stab him.
He is holding a book. More tucked under his arm,
Well,
like wielded in the art. But yeah, you have advantage if you want to stab him.
Or do I want to steal his book? How annoyed do I want to annoy this man? I think I'm just gonna start slowly.
You can still do both.
No, I already used my bonus action to dash.
Just knock him out, and then you can steal the book off of his unconscious body.
Alright, so you want to tie with advantage? Flanking? You don't have to. You do not have to.
No, do I want to steal his book or? I feel like.
I mean, how
I feel like I just want to annoy him. Yeah, how
how
You know what?
envious are you of his
You said
book?
the rings and the necklace gold more than the book, right?
They seem to be of more value.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal his necklace.
Right. So you try and swipe a necklace off of him. Give me a sneak. Wait, sleight of hand its own skill in this game?
Sleight of hand is a skill.
Okay, roll me sleight of hand then.
Do I get advantage?
I don't know, because this is an attack. You steal it anyway. Oh, hey, this is the same kind of necklace, this sort of like silvery thing with this like lightning symbol upon it that controls the mists. You think that you can turn off the mist for this floor using this necklace.
Oh.
And Alvar's like, don't do that! And that's your action, right?
Yep, that's all. That's everything I can do.
Orochi, it is presently your turn.
All right. Well, once again, Darren, are you gonna take Betty with you?
Betsy always come with me. I just keep forgetting to select her
Sorry,
too.
Betsy, not Betty.
Um,
And I'm gonna come through this doorway, check what's going on. Go
How's
there.
it going in here?
I look at Lonnie, saying, "Lonnie, you okay?"
Lonnie,
I start
like
offering a hand.
She's on the floor.
delay, just kind of like raise her hands, like.
Thumbs up.
Well, I see the caster. I see Lionel, and I'm assuming Lionel's like in the process of running away since you said he was backing off.
He's back. He's between the door and you. He looks like he could go either way.
Yeah, no, I think I go after Lionel still. Then I'm gonna do a wind blast.
All right.
And I'm gonna do gusting wind blast.
That's what he's gonna have to save.
He needs to do a strength
Yeah,
save.
yeah, that hits. You send forward a burst of wind. He leans forward into it, a strong boy. And you know what? Fails.
He's not too strong today.
He suffers 15 and is knocked back 15 feet, right?
Correct.
Nice.
5, 10,
Doesn't
15.
he have advantage for that stuff though?
He does.
What?
Wait a minute. No, hold on. So melee attacks that would do that to him, he does have advantage on.
Okay. Okay.
But because Oroshi's buffering him from range, he hasn't really martial in martial arts class. What to do when somebody
Oh,
windbends
they
you.
teach that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't teach how
We
to
didn't quite
beat
cover this
wind.
yet.
So that's
That's the
Oroshi's.
advanced courses. You got to pay extra for those.
Yeah. So you've attacked anything else, Orochi?
I'm just gonna move off to the side out of the doorway for no particular reason.
All right.
Maybe one more. That's it.
All right. So that is your turn.
Yes.
Lonnie's turn.
Come on, there we go. Half movement to get up, another half to mount Lumi, and then. I mean, I have enough movement to get here, and I'm probably not gonna break it. Bonus action Shillelagh, and let's actually do stuff now. So Sanctuary Falls, and I have advantage. Oh, I don't need
You
advantage.
get the crit. Yeah.
No,
you
you fucking
you
thwomped him.
bonk him so hard. Holy shit. You crack down the side of his face. You see anger mixed with fear. He seems to finally be taking this seriously. And she's like, you've marred my beautiful face. What is this? You think you can beat me? This is a farce. And as a reaction, you
Sorry,
see he
buddy.
raise his hand and cast Thunder Buffer. Everybody within 5 feet, give me a strength save right quick.
Oof,
Oof.
that's
Not me.
unfortunate.
I might be knocked out. Yeah, okay, well that knocks me out.
Can you not have it?
No.
Shoot.
Now, I will say, if you get forced into a wall by this, you are unconscious, not bleeding out, so you don't need to roll a death save.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. All targets within range. So I guess I also make this.
So Zion, you take 5 thunder.
Jeez, Zion, look at you rolling them nat 20s.
Yeah. Lonnie's out. Lumi can't be knocked back, but can be rendered prone. I don't think that's enough to knock her out, though.
Yeah, because
So,
Lumi's got 20 HP right now. I see it.
I don't remember if prone does anything to attacks because she still has a reaction.
Um,
You can still attack while prone.
you can attack. She can tackle.
Is it disadvantage in any way or?
No.
Okay, well
I
she
don't
has
think so.
advantage
I can
from
double check if you want.
pack tactics and
Yeah,
flanking.
attack with advantage.
Damn!
Shit. She goes in for the
You did not
fucking
like that.
kill. She goes in for the fucking
Oh, I'm sorry.
kill.
I lied.
That's fine. It's
Well,
fine
it doesn't
because
matter.
either way, because she has source of
was-
advantage, it would even out to a single roll. So
Yeah.
yeah, the bite almost takes him down. Alfric is going to attempt a strength save. He's bad at those. He gets knocked on his ass. He's bleeding terribly. No!
You can join the rest of us on the ground.
Okay.
I can't say because I'm unconscious.
Okay, so do you think that Lumi would move at this time? Now that you're unconscious? Do you think she might
Here's
move?
here's the thing. That didn't take up her actual action economy,
Uh-huh.
and I'm no longer up to
Right.
give her commands. I don't know if you want to give her one or like either way, I think she's just gonna stand over me and protect me. I just don't know if she's allowed to technically attack.
So that's been a bit of a... my general
Yeah.
rule is like, on the round she acts as a mount. She can.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's fine.
I think she moves you though, because you're down in the saddle, right?
Yeah, I guess
I
there's
think.
a plus postural. Yeah. So yeah.
I think she's gonna. It is impossible to make this decision like completely neutrally because I know what Alfric is about to do on his turn. But I think that she would come hide behind Orochi with you.
I just think that she would get me out of the electric thing too, because I feel like she.
You're not in range of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So Alfric is gonna look around him, and greatly fearing for his life, activates Lightning Step. Everybody within 5 feet of him rolls a con save.
Good spell.
I'm already unconscious. Do I still make a con save?
No,
it auto-fails
unfortunately, you
Okay.
now have a death failure. Roll me. I have to worry.
Oh,
Your
did you
wound's
want us to
open.
make one because we both went down?
Here's the thing: when he knocked you down with the thunder, you were fine and you were stabilized. The lightning
Okay.
is more
Okay.
aggravating. So he then he uses this spell to arrive 45 feet to the south on a metal floor, at which point it dances out and reaches Iskander despite the distance due to the fact it's on a metal floor. And Iskander does take the 6 lightning, and Alfric is gonna, stand up, half his movement. I think we ruled that little people get 15 feet this go around, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
He's gonna try and make it away. What's he gonna use his bonus action to do? Because he probably feels death coming for him. He uses his bonus action to activate his buddy here. He's like, defend me, and don't listen to anybody else's commands. And that's Alfric's turn, and Iskander's in the room with him, and Iskander hanging in the wings here, waiting for the
Xander is less
moment.
merciful than all of us.
Comes in, crackling mind dagger in hand, stabs down with his mind blade, and oh no! Here's the thing: his mind blade targets intelligence,
It's like one off.
and you hear a boom, and an ah, but you don't see what's happening down there. Lionel, for his part, you know, he was thinking about coming in on you guys. He thinks better of it. He whips out a health potion, and he knocks that shit back right quick. Healing himself for
Whoa.
14.
What? Someone actually using a health potion
We
in
don't
combat?
have potions.
And he's gonna fucking turn tail. He's gonna fucking open this door, and he doesn't have the action economy to open and close the door. Actually, would it be a bonus? He doesn't. Either way, he doesn't. He opens up to what appears to be like a break room, maybe? I mean, you see like a table with some cushions around it and like a bottle on it. There's some stuff along the walls, but either way, he's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, okay. He's through. The pulse pustule emerges. This pulse pustule is here. This pulse pustule just pops out, and one of them tries to hit Zion, unless one of you guys has spent an action in the command rod to tell them to do something.
Ender has the command rod.
Oh. Well, this pulse pustule attempts to body swipe you. Zion getting a crit success as it like folds out and molds into your body, comes in behind the plating, just expands to pop it as sickly flesh races and caresses your pipes and inner metal organs in a sickly fashion, breaking and wearing you away. It's Zion's turn. Zion, Tento is down and in a bleed out state. He's gonna have to make a death save on his next turn if he's not stabilized. And
Yeah.
you are left wondering as we go to the 10:30 break. See you at 10:40 p.m. Eastern. Thank you all for coming out. Sorry, this fight has literally been half the fucking session. I am hopeful that we will maybe, you know, get beyond that shortly after the break, but tune in. Tune in and find out.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Ooh, I'm back with a minute to spare.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Bring back classic. Okay, are we all back?
Yep.
I think so. Yep.
Zion's turn.
Oh, yes, of course. I moved. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds level 2 on Tento.
Alright. That's up at 16 gaming for Tento.
This is like, I'm up. What happened? Ears ringing. What happened?
Yeah, you
Up,
see
I'm
some
up.
pustules where Alfred was supposed to be.
Oh gosh.
You definitely feel it in the back of your skull, like, ugh. But so Zion, you gonna say anything or do anything, or is it your turn?
He ran away. And that's my turn.
Alright. This 120L will not deviate course until a new order is given. Comes in here. Tries to shoot Alfric. Misses. The other 120L gets into a flanking position, but in the process, breaks op range of the other 120L that stabs it with an arm blade. Flanking with a scander means they do have the advantage. God, the 120L's
goodness,
getting the
these
crits
robots.
tonight. It absolutely
They are just
gores the side.
swinging
Already,
at
like,
these
front plate
abandoned-
ruined. Gears open, deals 22 damage to this other one, which cries out, "Why are you attacking me?" And the other one doesn't respond because it's been told it can't hear anybody but Alfric right now. And then Armblade attacks with advantage Iskander, delivering a crit to Iskander. Does Iskander have a good reaction to pull out here? No, he doesn't, unfortunately. For 21 damage. Holy shit. Yeah, Iskander's... That's all the 120Ls on the board. Tento, it is your turn, To. You're up. You're at 16. You see pulse pustules popping up out of an orifice again.
I also see Lonnie unconscious.
You also see Lonnie unconscious.
I'm gonna move 20 feet.
Just taking a nap
And-
on Lumi, okay? It's fine.
And I do have
I think
tattoo.
he said,
I do have the cure wounds
"Oh,
tattoo thing on
right.
me.
That's a thing."
So how do I use this?
You can cast the spell. I think what's the casting stat for it?
For Zion, it's intelligence, right?
I mean, when it comes from the, what is it when it comes from the tattoo? Or do you still cast it?
You
Like, is
cast
it-
it.
Okay, so what do I roll?
So
Is it as if Zion's casting it?
I have no idea on that one.
I'm gonna say that you were going to use intelligence because it's an intelligence-based tattoo until other further notice. What's your int bonus?
But is it Zion that casts it? Because
No.
he's the one who made the tattoo?
It's the person with the
Okay.
tattoo on them that
It's the
casts it. It's,
person.
Okay,
it's
so he
Tento's
uses-
bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, so Tento, what's your
Okay.
int bonus?
1.
And what's the dice that this healing spell calls for?
It's just used it. 1d8.
Alright, yeah, so roll a d8 plus 1.
5.
Yeah, so Lonnie's up at 5 gaming. As the green grove of healing dissipates from you and spreads and brings healing to her.
Bonnie looks very confused that Zion's not the one by her.
I.
So Tento, you moved your main action. Is that
I
your whole
way
turn?
better. Let's see. I moved. That was my bonus action.
Wait, it's a bonus action to cast?
Was that bonus action or main action to cast it?
Main action.
Main action. Okay, so I still have my bonus
Yep.
and 5 movement.
I mean, for you, they're almost the same thing to
Yeah.
a certain extent.
yeah. Is there anything else that's nice? Well, Tendel's not gonna let the what's his face get away. So 5 movement there. And he sees that he's still alive. Okay, the one with the heart is ours.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah. So this is friendly.
So 25 movement. I'll come up right next to the guy. I was like, "Hello, how you doing?"
Barely missing flanking, but you
Oh,
got the
yeah.
attack.
Hello. Where do you think you're going? And that ends my turn.
All right, it is Aroshi's turn. Aroshi, Aroshi, what do you want to do?
Well, I was gonna search Lonnie for potions since I don't have any, but she seems fine enough. I'm just gonna. Is there anyone now? Come over here. And I'm gonna zap the guy that just is in love with lightning and electricity.
All right, give me that shot.
He's gonna die in the hands of electricity.
The shot goes wide.
And damn.
Lightning dances off the brick. It is Lonnie's turn. Lonnie, we assume you're upright on Lumi at this point. Bessie flutters behind
Did we lose
Tento.
Casey?
I don't think we lost. I see Casey. Casey, can you hear us?
don't hear
I put it on mute.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I did not see. I guess I'm gonna attack the postules then, 'cause those are the only people I see around me. So, I think a range is 60, and they should be within 60. So, could be really heartbroken if they miss out on 3 whole damage. They're the one closest to Zion, by the way.
Okay. Oh, I don't see it on the roll 20, but I'm assuming you come around the corner.
No, the postule.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, okay, yeah. The pulse pustule is going to try and dodge. Not very good at dex. Not very good at dex at all. A -4, in fact. They try and kind of like roil their like gelatin-like body out of the way. They do not succeed. You kind of like heat them up in the microwave, and a little bit of them pops, as if though you've left some red sauce in the Tupperware with no lid on.
Just like,
Yep.
yeah, that's really all I can do. I guess I'm gonna ask Lumi where both of them went, because I think she would have seen.
Yeah, in your brain, she's like, they chased to the south. The man-eater has gone east.
I'm still care about the man-eater. How bad does Zion look? I can't see. You look like pretty bad, or
No, it's like I'm okay right now. Just a few
Dings.
open parts here and there.
A little
I guess I'll
bit.
step one
Not
over and try to
okay.
see what's going on in here. And cool, I can
Not
see
leaking
the
any
people
fluids?
important to me. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Yep. You see Orochi's looking very healthy. And Alesso.
She said anyone important to her.
Alright, so
I
that's,
included into this, Casey.
so that's Lonnie's turn.
Look, that's for me to know.
Amazing. So Alfric is gonna look around himself, and he feels the walls kind of like tightening in here. And he looks around. Yeah, he's he whips something out of his pocket, Bento, that you recognize instantly.
Is that Typhoon Sphere?
No. Her face is a chiseled stone visage as she expands.
Oh, hey!
Yeah.
That's weird. I guess introducing more. Hello, lady.
You want to introduce us to your new girlfriend? Apparently, it seems like she only has eyes for you.
It's a crazy axe. Don't want to introduce her to anyone.
And I said 14. And he speaks a word, and she expands, and he looks around, and he decides, YOLO, and he steps to the northeast, Tento. He breaks op range with you. That hits. Give me the damage. Yeah, so you lay him low. You do notice one of his rings breaks, and do you go for lethal damage?
Yes.
So you go for lethal damage. You find you stab the back of his gut. He falls, and you see a ring breaks, and suddenly the wound seems shallower than it was, and it seems like he's unconscious, but not bleeding out and dying. It seems like he's been automatically stabilized. And that's Alfric Azuzutlin's turn. It's Iskander's turn. Iskander swings his Mind Blade at the 120L. Oof, does not have advantage. He looks at the stone, at the statue, and he thinks about it for a second, and psychically, Tento, you hear, the statue has not received any orders yet. It might not know who is friend and who is foe. And, testing that theory, the scanner's gonna try stepping here, and the statue doesn't op him.
Oh, so don't hit it. Gotcha. I say back to him.
What a good friend, informing his allies and testing out his theory for them.
Yeah.
It's easier with telepath.
Lionel the
alright?
Manhunter has gone so sufficiently beyond your field of view and personal purview that if he is still acting in this initiative order, you have no basis for where he is or what he's doing. Let me just click on him. Put him in the fucking doors. God. Yeah.
Wait, is this?
See,
But
it's
is-
the bane of everyone's existence. Players and DM. Doors.
The
pulse
true
pustule-
boss.
The pulse pustules pop out, and one of them is going to make a body swipe with advantage. Does that hit?
Yeah,
Do you do anything to negate it, or do you take the 8 damage?
I'll take it.
Alright, make me an int save as one of them chirps. Yeah, you pass that. You take 3, and the other pulse pustule set to full. As a terrible psychic shriek roils out and wrecks your brain cage, but you manage to steel yourself and fight through it. Yeah, so the stone golem steps once to the east, and as part of her movement, she bundles Alfric up in her arms. 5,
Oh, so it's a nanny.
10, 15. She's gonna try and break op range of you, Tento. Do you allow her to break op range with Alfric in hand?
Oh,
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna let her carry him away.
All right.
Has it been his turn again? Because then he already.
Oh
used
wait, I
the
already
op-
opt. You're right.
Oh shit, you already opt. Yeah, 25, 30.
Man, I hate that all the corrections I'm making this time are in their advantage.
It's alright, I at least expect that. It is Zion's turn. Zion, pulse pustules around you. You know that these pussy poos will not attack if someone uses the commander out on them, but I don't think you're rotted up at the moment.
No, I'm not.
He didn't get that installed yet.
Mm-hmm. Do I know that Iskander has the rod?
Wait, Iskander has it? I thought Tento had it.
No, I get
Iskander
this
has it.
Iskander.
Oh, alright, yeah, well,
To be
Iskander...
fair, no one's told Iskander about the plus pustules, so.
Mhm.
So Zion, it's your turn.
I'm going to shout and say, Iskander, there are some pussy poos here.
I see what you
Tento
seem
just
to
shudders
say.
when he says
I
that.
shall swiftly come to rectify the situation. My sibling of battle. And that's Iskander thinks in your mind, Zion. What do you do in the meantime?
We need to watch what the enemies are teaching Zion.
I will take the dodge action.
All right.
Think of the naive robot. Don't you say that language around it.
Yeah, the 120L sees that Tento took down the person who was supposed to defend and steps over here as if though to be like, get some of this. And Iskander is like, take a slice of this. And slashes out him with the purple crackling light into the Mind Blade, a dagger extended from his hand. His mind and body
Say that out
one, a
loud?
single will.
Does he say that out loud?
No, he does not shout it like an anime protagonist.
Okay, I was like,
He does, however, hit his enemy's int and causes 14 psychic damage. As you see, like, smoke come out of, like, the eye holes. This thing is, like, almost shutting down, but still active. It raises its frost spike and tries to ram it into you with a, like, an ice spike coming out to hit you. There's a 17 hit.
on the dot.
On the dotto. Oh. You have that.
I have that twice.
The
Because
hood against winter!
Yeah,
The
that's what I
hood
was saying. When you said
against
ice spike,
winter.
I was like, I can't. No, wait. I only have it once because I already used my reaction.
Use your action, but you're
So,
still
like,
up.
10.
You're still up, but yeah,
Yeah.
so it slams into you. The hood against winter helps melt the ice as it slams over your body, but you still feel
Nice.
chilly. You are half movement next turn. But that is the 120L's go, and this 120L is supposed to render Alfric, is supposed to render both of them unconscious. It's already rendered Alfric unconscious, so it's gonna go upstairs, go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
It's just gonna chase the.
Doesn't see Lionel, but says pursuing target, and just dashes up to this doorway.
You go.
You got this.
Ento, it is your turn, so.
I'm gonna look at this thing very angry like and just fucking slap it.
With a wasting falchion, yeah, okay, you fucking slap it. You slap it like in like a destroying way or in like a putting down?
I'm definitely destroying it.
Okay, you slap off its head as the acid burns away at the ring mounting of the head, and then you just spill its oils and gears, winding out into the room. It goes down.
Am I allowed to grab stuff out of Alfric's person while he's unconscious and being coddled?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, so like she's got a big stone body, and he's on the other side of her because of how she's walking. But you should be able to sleight of hand it. It just would be a disadvantage from this perspective.
Sure,
What are you
I'm
going
gonna-
for? What do you want to steal?
So, I took the necklace. One of his rings broke. Does he have other rings?
Yeah, he's got 3 other rings that are still on and unbroken.
I'm gonna try to see if I can steal one of them rings.
All right, so the rings are a gold ring set with amber. So there's a I'll let you choose here. A golden ring set with amber. There is a silver ring with a brilliant sapphire, and there is a brass interlocking band of cunning geometric design that seems to shine brilliantly as if wholly untarnished. Which,
Oh wow, yeah, no, the shiniest one.
all right, give me a sneak. Give me a sleight of hand with disadvantage.
Okay.
You still managed to reach up and swoop that off. It was on his right pinky, and she's not been set to defend him against ring theft, so she doesn't.
That's what I thought. I'm just gonna follow.
If he does get out of this, he's gonna wake up, completely robbed of everything.
Fucking yeah. Orochi, what do you want to do?
So just to confirm, this like angel thing is just moving away, right?
This like stone statue,
Like statue.
this moving stone statue is just moving away. She's taking no aggressive action. She has made no attacks. She is carrying an unconscious Alfric away to the south.
So I know she's in the doorway. Can I like fly above and past her, or no?
If she was a normal creature, it would be tight. She's... No. Is the answer.
Thick boy.
She...
Sorry, no, as in I cannot do
Well,
this.
okay.
You're a big lady.
It would be hard to do this even if she wasn't hostile. If she... 'cause she might not be treating you as hostile right now, per Iskander's earlier test where she didn't op him. However, if you... I'll put it this way. It's an acrobatics to even succeed. And even if you succeed, she might op you when you have to get really close in by her head, if she chooses to.
Okay. I look up, see Zion surrounded. He's fine, right?
That's doing fine.
Lonnie's there. Maybe she's gonna go down and keep following and wait for an opportunity.
Alright. Lonnie, is presently your turn.
Oh, I take a dodge action, by the way.
Oh, you take the dodge action. Yeah, you're hopping. You're combat stance. Lonnie, what course of action do you care to take this time?
Lonnie is going to move down here
Oh, Zion!
and going to try minor illusion on the statue again and blindfold it again.
Alright, you see a blindfold materializes there. Is it a static thing? Or will it move when she moves?
My illusion. is
It's static. I was just hoping she doesn't know where she's gonna go anymore, but we'll see. And I'll just move back to keep an eye on Zion better, I guess.
An eye on
And-
Zion.
Yeah, I don't have any bonus action economy anymore. Okay, so yeah,
Alright.
that's it.
So, yeah, okay. That's your turn. It's Alfric's turn. Alfric remains unconscious. Iskander's turn. Iskander runs up into this room by you, holds up the command rod, and tells the pustules, kill Lionel the Man-Eater. And the pustules kind of, having received
We
the
have
command.
one that's like knocking unconscious, and now we have all of you guys go kill him.
Yep, who's to say where Lionel is or what he might be doing? It's the Pulse
But you
Pustule's
will
turn.
be found.
They break off and head east. Zion, do you do anything when they move, or you just gonna let them go?
Just let him go.
Let them go.
Let him go.
More slurp up out of the tube. You don't know how many more are down there, but you hear
I feel-
another come behind it with a.
I feel
And
bad for Lionel. You know, you got like
I
fleshy
don't.
plus things following him now, and I mean, he's got a robot following him too. Like,
Do you remember how much damage he did to us?
Actually, he didn't do
No.
a lot of damage at all.
so
He is part of the reason why we got down, though.
I mean,
'cause he
it-
hits
No-
us.
number
He hit
wise,
Lumi into you, and that also
Num-
did some stuff.
number wise, he actually didn't do that much damage. We're also low HP.
15,
Yeah,
20.
but both of them did a decent amount of damage.
Orochi and Tento, you see that the statue is cleared to almost all the way through this room, and she's not dashing. She's not spending she's not going any faster than she would normally. Doesn't seem. Zion.
Mm-hmm.
It's your turn. There are well, yeah. So the pulse pustules are moving to the east. This 120, this 120L is still moving eastward and is presently set to accept no. Do not even listen to anybody who is an Alfric. What do you want to do?
I mean, I guess I'll just go down and see what's happening over here.
What's happening here now?
Yeah, that's 30. I guess I'll dash another 30.
Does Zion run past me?
No, Zion's not that fast.
Okay. I heard 30 and 30 again. I don't know where. I don't know how much movement or how far away I am.
Yep. And that's its turn.
All right. Zion, that is your turn. Is 120L's turn. 120L quits the scene as it tirelessly pursues its last order to render those two unconscious. It's 50% complete. It's like the loading bar when it's stuck at 50% complete. It's estimating the time. The time just keeps going up. That's it right now. You actually hear a door like opening somewhere in the east, and someone says, "What are you doing in here?" Yeah. So, the 120Ls exit the turn order. Tento. All right. So let me put it this way. So like, the fighting has stopped, right?
Yeah.
The pulse pustules, it eventually appears that there are in total 5 of them. They pop out, and they are rolling actively out the door to the east through the break room, hunting for Lionel.
Jesus Christ.
God, it's a manhunt.
Um,
For the man-eater, I guess.
Smart enough to know. Sorry, are these pustules smart enough to know a creature by name?
that is an important question, because normally you don't think that they would be. Do you say anything about that to Iskander?
I figured something to that, but
yeah,
no,
I,
it
probably.
happened.
I trust Iskander enough. If combat's over, I'm just
yeah,
gonna like.
if you'd mention it, he'd be like, "I showed them his face," and then like shows you like a psychic flash of Lionel's face, and that's why Iskander can give a more precise order to the pulse pustules.
Yeah, well, whoever gave you the raw was good call.
Yes, Tento has shown a mixed bag of strategic decisions.
I take that as a compliment. As I'm like walking next to the statue, trying to take all of
so basically, I'm assuming that the party is following the statue unless you state otherwise. So from
Yeah,
I am. I'm still,
I'm going to close the door after the pustules make it out.
okay, so once they're in the break room, what's your passive perception again, if you'd remind me?
Huh? 12. I was going to thaumaturgy it and then go and see if there's a
Oh,
visible
okay, so
lock.
you're not gonna get up next to it. Yeah, okay.
No, but I did want to like get up a little bit closer and see if there's a visible lock. If there is, then I would try to touch it. If there isn't, I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, it looks like when I'm assuming you thaumaturgy the door first, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you do see that there is a what appears to be like a. Would Lonnie be from? Yeah, I think that you've been around like civilization enough to recognize there's like a turn lock that's like a bit more modern than what you would find normally in this sort of a world. And so you can just like reach your hand out and like twist, and this door is locked.
Yeah. I don't think she would check for traps.
This door isn't trapped. Well, actually, let me amend that. Nothing happens other than you hear a clicking metal sound when you slot it closed.
Okay. Now we can carry on, alright, of this other manhunt. I guess gnome
So-
hunt.
I know last time we heard what's his name? The unconscious
Alfred,
Zertland?
yeah, Alfred
Alfred.
Zuzutland, yes.
We heard him disable the statue in the other room.
Well, some of us.
Yeah, some
Well,
of you.
I did
Yeah, so you
for
heard.
sure.
You did
Yeah.
hear him.
The
you
key
did-
word, right?
You
I heard the
did-
key word, right?
You heard him speak the key word, yes.
Can I walk up and say the key word?
Roll me an Arcana. Yeah, that might work. So Lonnie, you're falling behind. Iskander is gonna make sure he still has eyes on you. Before advancing at all. Tento, you're up next to him stealing his rings, right?
I'm stealing everything on this person.
She does nothing to stop you. You gain you gain 540 GP. You
Jesus.
gain all 3 rings. You
guy,
find a pearl anklet.
That's what I was ankle.
Everything on him.
You find
He's just gonna be naked when he
you
wakes
find
up.
Like I said,
an
if he ever
Electrum
wakes up,
belt
he's
buckle.
just gonna find himself
A
robbed
belt
of
buckle?
everything he owns.
a writing kit, alchemist's supplies. You're just absolutely filching this man as he walks.
What
Zion.
about his spell book?
Oh, you take the
Yeah,
book
well,
too?
Oh yeah, no, I take everything.
You take the book. You notice it's not a spell book. This book isn't anyway. You open it up and it says, well, yeah, it would. He's written this in Desprak. This is just a research log.
Interesting.
Let's get so Orochi, Zion, you're here. So Zion, you speak the key word, and she does not respond. She continues to walk. And by this time, she's like around the corner here, as Bento is like robbing Alfric blind. I presume you guys are like following behind him.
I guess.
Well, I mean, if Tempo looks finished, I'm gonna try something.
Oh yeah, I'm like, yeah, no, that's pretty much everything on him. I take a step back. I'm like, you go for it, man. I am not in front of this thing. I am behind it. And maybe a little further back. I'm gonna see if Lonnie's okay. You okay there, Lonnie?
Basically, I'm gonna wait for it to like take a few steps down south, so that I'm not right up against it. But I want to do gusting wind to knock off Alfric from her grasp, I guess.
Okay. You're going to be striking her at the, from the back, and that
And we
cape
roll
is
initiative.
pure stone. But yeah, you can try that.
I mean, worst
And
case
we
scenario,
roll
I'll go to like the side
Yeah.
and like wait at this doorway or something. Or actually, no, I don't want to be in close,
Yeah,
please.
I was gonna say, do you go inside the room? All right. So
Like,
okay.
I'm willing to go like in front of it, like
okay.
here.
So you try and gust him out, basically, right?
And I do I take the 0 damage aspect of gusting
All right.
to have it persist for an extra round.
Hmm. Try and have
Just
the
have a-
wind
a
just
continual wind
continually
tunnel.
pushing her back.
Yeah,
All right. Go for it. For
or
pop
at least
check.
it could. I mean the dex save, or sorry, dex save. The strength save is still the same.
Right. So she makes it with advantage due to her magic resistance,
That's fine.
and she miraculously fails. He slips and
Shit, with the plus six, too?
it hits the ground.
Can I grab him?
When that happens, Chin, he looks right at you, and you make a wisdom save. But yeah, no, Zion,
Is
around
this
the
trying
corner,
to
you can
knock me
grab.
prone or anything?
No, you feel like something around the air is growing slower around you. But hey, you managed to not get fucked up by it.
Just like grab him
Do
by
we-
the ankle.
Do I see that she tried to do something to Orochi, or
You do see that she rotates and like looks right at Orochi. There isn't a spoken component, but her arms
Okay.
move that you might take to be a somatic component.
well, I want to try the blindfold again then.
All right, although you are presently like, oh yeah, you can see her. Yeah, you can kind of see her.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't quite make sense to me, but I can see her.
It's because it's because of how I do the corners. You see her slightly. I'd let you do it. Everybody roll me an Arcana. Everybody who's thinking about this golem at all, this entity at all.
Okay, now it's your turn, Casey.
11? No, I got 12.
Kento, do you think
So
you're?
I got 7.
Oh, because I got
Alright.
plus 1.
Can
We all got
I
the
give Casey's roll a flash of genius?
Yeah. So describe to me how Zion's flash of genius
can see her
impacts
better.
Lonnie's
Yes.
roll.
The keyword is, and I tell her the keyword, and yeah, she did not respond.
You think about it, and Lonnie, you think about a creature of stone, and the creatures of stone that you have encountered in the world, and how they interact with it, and you think she can see, but she's probably not relying on her eyes to target. She can probably feel Orochi and everybody here through the tremors that they make by stepping and even the beating of their heart.
Huh, but she didn't respond to us before. When the... Okay, what? Well, first
The
off,
point
I
is,
want the blindfold is useless. Is
Unless
what I'm
you,
hearing.
unless you do something very immediately, she's gonna roll initiative
I-
because somebody's just stolen Alfric from
Yeah.
her and somebody attacked her.
I
If-
want to cast minor illusion again, but in Alfric's voice, I want to do the command word.
Ah, very nice. You see, she is now just a little statuette on the floor.
I'ma
Wow!
touch it.
Imagine! Oh god damn it! Imagine what communication can do.
I'ma touch it.
Yeah, you want to pick her up? She's a pretty weighty statuette.
Yeah, I pick it up. I was like, oh
Yeah.
wow.
Why-
this is-
I
why
still
are
have
you-
Alfric by the ankle.
Yeah, you've got Alfric by the ankle. You got him ankle.
Lonnie's just like ready to cast another minor illusion if she sees it trying to grow again after Tento picks it up.
I'm gonna toss to the Orochi. Yeah, here you go.
You toss the
I
statue.
don't
to
touch it and let it drop to the ground.
I
Her.
would like to see that.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
So,
I'm gonna go into the
what?
room
I
now.
will
Okay.
pick it up.
And Tento, where are the rings? Just like you've pocketed them with the rest of the treasure?
Yeah.
Where are you wearing
Okay.
them?
Iskander is coming up behind and says, I've heard movement to the northeast. I believe people have been disturbed by our actions. Why do we tarry back here?
I'm not sure, and I'm gonna go to
There
Alfric
seems something
and
more pressing. Hmm? So Zion's holding
Yes, I'm
Alfric.
gonna
You
say-
come up.
I go with Alfric. I give Zion a second to try to do something. If he doesn't really do anything, I'll put my hand on Alfric's head, and
It's upside down.
And what?
I guess it's not it's electrotherapy.
Oh,
I
okay.
shock him to death.
All right. So you walk up and you just like.
Wha-
Does anybody?
Why are we just?
Anybody do anything when that happens? I mean, Zion, you feel
I
the
did say
electricity.
I give people a second to do
I
something.
will raise Alfric up higher by the ankles.
All right.
What are you doing, Orochi?
I'm finishing this. We need to leave.
But
He's causing no harm right now.
he's caused enough, and I proceed to try to attempt.
Alright, well, Iskander ain't stopping you. Does anybody take an action against Orochi as he goes for the kill?
I need help.
Just we don't
Let me help.
we-
Beep,
th-
boop,
this
bop.
look. This is a waste of time. Let's just leave him and go.
Oh,
No, leaving
okay.
him
I
is a waste of
drop
time.
him
Alright, draw him.
from however high I was holding him.
Yeah, you drop him
I
head first
also,
down.
like- Yep.
It has negative effects on his little.
Must that
gnome
kill him and
skeleton.
not me actually stabbing him?
and
mean-
Lonnie just wants to like
He's
try
not looking too good.
hug on Orochi. Like, yeah, let's just go.
I mean,
Bento
tug on
enters the room.
Tug on me, I'm still doing this.
Bento, you go for the
Unless there's
you go
a
for the
back
pillow. It
action,
seems
yes.
really nice, really fluffy.
As in, she's trying to drag you away.
There's like a silk pillow. It's you like reach into the pillowcase and go for the shiny.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you pull out a fine diamond worth question mark GP.
Ooh. Nice. Now I'll go run back to the other to everyone else.
All right.
Yeah, Lonnie wants to try
Alright,
to
Tara.
grab Orochi and pull him away from the body.
All right. Orochi, so you haven't already killed him, right?
I wanted to give people a chance to do something.
Okay. So
'Cause I was deliberate, like saying, like, yeah, I give myself a second.
Oh, I'm sure you can still
As-
pull this off. Because if you cannot get out of a grapple from me, then that's
yeah,
sad.
so Lonnie's I guess got to be over here to be grabbing on. Anybody with 15 initiative or 15 or higher, passive perception is hearing like a clattering on stone, and someone say, "Somebody, get these things out of the infirmary."
As Tento walks down the hallway, walks past everyone, he's just gonna throw a dagger at Alfric.
Amazing.
Yeah, just stab him in the heart.
Give me a fucking throwing dagger attack.
Oh god.
Is it disadvantage because he's prone?
Nah, I think he's. Oh my god, you missed by one. Wait,
Are you serious?
wait,
I get advantage 'cause I'm around people?
His AC is due to mage armor. He is unconscious and it's not active. You hit. He's suffered a wound. He suffered a failure to his saves. He's dying.
Like, come on, guys, we need to go.
Did anybody do anything to save his life, or did you let him bleed out?
No.
Nope,
I
I continue
was
to
told
shock
to
him
leave
and
him.
then start walking. Leave his
Alright,
body.
Lonnie
so-
wanted to try to pull you away or like push you towards the
Oh yeah, that's right.
exit.
Did you want me to contest strength rules?
Oh, it's actually not that bad.
I mean, Orochi ain't strong.
All right, so you do push him on. Zion, do you continue fourth?
Yes, I do.
And so you are pushing him away from Alfric. Alfric is bleeding out.
Oh, the door! The door's rebelling!
The door's escape.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh!
a
Door's
Skander.
coming to finish the kill.
Yeah, a Skander just sort of says, "There's no need to get caught up in this," and kind of like pulls Alfric around the corner and says, "We need to head north."
I do pick up the statue thing.
Yeah, you pick up the statuette. So, Lonnie, Orochi, are you guys moving north?
Lonnie wants to
Oh.
try to hang behind
I think
after pushing him away.
I think the scanner make sure he's dead.
Yeah, he's like one step ahead of you. And he holds up the hand to Lonnie and says, "They are coming. We don't have time for this. Do you want your friends to die?"
That's what I've been saying. So let's go.
Yeah. He's like, "Why are you waiting?"
Because I'm because it's easier for me to
gonna-
catch up. I want to make sure everyone's
gonna
out.
walk
first.
Alfric at this time,
Crap.
so like these are 10-second rounds, right? Like Alfric has bled out onto the ground. Like red now richly stains
Okay, so he is actually
the ground
dead.
around him. He's like at the last legs of being dead right now. Like if you do not immediately do something to save him, he's dead.
I'm gonna ask Zion real
He's
quick.
got a
can I have
dagger in
some
his heart.
I'm gonna ask Zion real quick. Can I have that Minotaur powder real quick?
Yeah, sure.
What is-
Yeah, Lonnie's just gonna go do the medicine check then.
Wait. So are you coming around the corner? Like around Iskander, and he looks at you and he sees what you're doing. He wordlessly like spins up the mind blade right next to Alfric's head. And just like stabs into the brain, and you see his eyes go like, and all of his extremities sort of like flail out. He kind of looks at you, and he says, "I would not suggest doing that again."
Well, Lonnie's just going to yank the dagger out, give
The
him a
one that's
glare, and
Ye-
then go to return it back to Tento as
Ye-
if that was her intent.
All right, well, give me a deception.
Oh well, Lonnie's good at that stuff.
Please don't jinx this.
I'm totally gonna jinx it. Dang
He
it!
says, "I see. I kind of misunderstood what was going on with the healer kit, but I guess that sort of got in the way."
You did such a good job. Of
You fucking
I
can't.
don't actually have a healer's kit, by the way.
Oh, you said you're going for the healer's check. Okay, yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't actually have a healer's
All right,
kit.
yeah. Damn, you just gaslit this man. All right. Yeah. So everybody, we're good. We're good.
What's the Minotaur stuff again?
I wrote it down. Hold on.
Bessie flaps
Yeah.
around.
just-
3d4 plus 4 temp HP.
Tento's just gonna snip that real quick, and now that's awful.
Wait, how many doses do we have of that? Is
I
it
have
one
2
each?
left.
Okay. Well,
And then I gave you guys 1 each.
And
that
asked
I
him to
already
give me another one.
used.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just like, wait, am I missing that? Have another one?
No, I think I gave you 2 in 1.
Oh, because of Lumi.
Yeah.
What's the action economy for that? Is it just an action or?
Yeah, I think it's an action.
Okay.
It is a magical item.
Okay.
Tento's just gonna keep walking north like thank you, Zion. He's a little like Jerry.
Whatchamacallit? I don't know if you ever took that dagger out of your inventory, but if you did, just put it back. I'll give it back to you at the earliest convenience.
But I'm gonna. I'll keep that at
Are
7
you
for
guys
now.
gonna move?
And no one's. I mean, I'm moving for it. Betsy, come here.
I'm going to look at this rift.
All right, yeah. You can give me an investigate to look very closely at it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so you examine it. Zion, it seems that the floor here has been warped to a previous state of its existence, and the processes are chemically and most of the time alchemically impossible. It's almost as if though something extremely potent acted upon it, and like the word that spoke it into existence was no longer present to rejuvenate it when something washed it away. And then you think
Braid it.
about the symbol in Tento's eye. And you think about the symbol that's on the floor. You feel like there's a connection there. You could roll me a religion if you want to know more. Lonnie, you look out into the mist.
Oh, wait, real quick. We're supposed to be heading where the
Yeah.
lightning rods are, right? To get out? Or am I
We don't know.
misunderstanding?
you know that the
Lonnie's-
top right of this map is where the next floor stairs are. You don't know about the connective bits in between.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lonnie wants to like at least call out to just this room because she doesn't want to be too loud. Like, maybe we should go another way, away from the commotion we just caused.
Indeed.
Well, if they're gonna say that, Tenno's not gonna go into that room then.
Alright, you see a long hallway. You know that if there are enemies attuned to this place inside the mist, you're not gonna see them from a super.
Yeah.
Well, you could roll me a perception to like peer in.
Well, do we?
I have
have
dependent to
the-
turn it off.
Yeah, do you want to just turn it off?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off.
All right, you guys look. The mist turns off, and two guards who are standing there kind of look at each other, and one of them says, "Huh, I guess Alfred caught the intruders," and then the other one's like, "Yeah, that sadistic little bastard's got a lot of lightning firepower he's packing."
Maybe.
And then
maybe
this
don't
one,
be in the
the
doorway.
one who's looking to the west, kind of like looks over. Yeah, roll me a real quick stealth there. Anybody would have been in the doorway peering. Yeah,
Why can I not find?
One of them shouts, "A chimeric hybrid! We have a breakout!" And these guards like immediately raise their weapons and look towards Orochi, and you hear the sounds of people north and south being stirred by this news.
That's gonna
Yeah, sounds alright.
Yeah, do you guys wanna they're responding. They're not charging forward. They're whipping up their weapons. They're aiming at you. Are you gonna try and like make this an opening blast? Are you gonna try and talk to them? What are you gonna do?
Lonnie wants to try to do minor illusions, like of his voice, like gosh, what did she say?
Alfred.
I'm that one's with me. I'm taking him to the lab.
All right, give me a deception.
Can I assist by like mimicking my hands being like in a manacles?
Yeah.
Any manacles there?
And your hands behind your back, and they're like, and they look between each other, and they're like, "Does this sound like magic bullshit to you?" And he's like, "This definitely sounds like magic bullshit." Alfred, I mean, but Alfred does like to take prisoners to labs. That's true, but that's normally the torture chambers upstairs. Yeah, no, this doesn't check out. Help! And you hear doors open to the north and south as guards respond to this position. A scribe walks out, very confused, wearing a robe. They are, massing like further guards are arriving and massing in this location. Some of them slightly wounded from the fight that just happened recently, but they're coming regardless. And they're like, weapons up, and they're like, if you really are Alfric, then step out and show yourself.
I think that's our cue to run the other way.
Yeah, Lonnie's just gonna do it from from here, stepping try to make it look like he's stepping out from around the wall to here. I do have a DC for this. I just need to remember what it is because it uses a different stat.
Alright, so you basically have Alf, looks exactly like Alfric, but cannot speak, steps around that corner.
It uses intelligence as my supposedly DC is what, 10 plus proficiency? No, 8 plus proficiency, so that's 11 plus my int mod. So 12 is the DC. Yeah.
They see through the mirage and they say, "That's definitely an illusion. We've got a rogue wizard or some shit."
Okay,
aye,
now
politics.
we can go definitely run.
Now we're now that cue Tenno's gonna start
All right.
He's gonna like, okay, let's go.
So,
let's go.
yeah, I'm assuming that everybody dashes up north, or
Yeah.
all right. So
Yeah.
remember Horn HQ when we did 10-minute turns or like a minute-long
Yeah.
turns?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're doing that again. There's an area to your north that you can pop into that easily. You will start this little like runabout directly to your north. And I think when I did that, I did individual turns, didn't I?
Yep, you're like
Yes,
2
but
seconds.
that-
Let's go.
It was, but also to be fair, we were split up, so I don't know if you want to do it differently.
Yeah, I
this
think
time.
as unless somebody would if you'd split off, let me know. But for the moment, I'm just gonna go players move, world moves. So okay, you bop up here, you hear like a rush of clad Greaves on like elegant stone floor to the east. Guards absolutely inbound. What do you do? Where do you go? There's a closed door to your east. There's an open door to your north.
I tell everyone that the closed door to our east is an infirmary, so I don't know if that's gonna lead anywhere. And I don't think. I mean, it might, but like.
You saw
don't
two
know
other
where it'll go.
doors when you looked through
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
One to the
yeah.
far east, one to the north.
Lonnie is going to go to the door that she locked.
I'm gonna follow Lonnie.
I'll follow both of them.
Sorry,
Choose
what
what
is
we
it? Just like we
Right,
can
so-
do dashes and stuff.
It's
Yeah.
well, what you could do in a minute. So I mean, you can get into this room
Oh,
over
okay.
there in about a minute. You know.
Okay, then Lonnie wants to like at least like try to listen through the door to see if anyone sounds
Yeah,
like they're
give me
approaching this door.
Give me a perception test, and I'm assuming that Orochi is keeping up. Iskander's definitely keeping up.
Oh.
Yeah, you hear. Yeah, you hear somebody shuffling. It sounds like maybe one person. Doesn't sound like they're wearing heavy metal or anything like that. Just like right on the other side of this door. Not right on the other side, actually. More like, you know, like opposite end of the room.
I'm gonna ask Lonnie if there's
Yeah.
anyone in that room.
It sounds like there is, but they don't sound like they're not wearing armor or anything, so it's probably not a guard.
I mean, the Scander doesn't wear armor. Ocean doesn't wear armor. Doesn't mean they're not fighters.
Lonnie's just gonna
Why am I
point out the lock and go back to this one to close and lock this door.
Alright, yeah, so you're gonna run up to that door. You guys have gotten in the room, you've had your little conversation, you've listened. In the intervening time, the people to the south are like in. They're like up. They're like coming into this room as you close and lock the door.
Okay.
You do close and lock it. And yeah,
Tentacles gonna. Well, first he's actually gonna reload his dwarvish divine his rifle.
discharger. Yeah, you.
Yeah, because
You plop a glistening, you know, pale crystalline cylinder into the back
Right.
of the discharger. The lights
Eight-
dance across
eight-
the sides of the metal rod
8
again.
shots left.
The post pustules were medium-sized creatures.
Hmm.
Don't you dare go in that hole.
Lonnie's going to go over here and shout over here.
All right, so you go over to the false pustule hole. You note that it is kind of like a ribbed tube, as if though a hellish meat slide from a McDonald's playground from hell. But it is, you know, theoretically traversable, but not intended for people with arms and legs.
You're gonna be like, Iskander, do you know where that tube leads to?
And Iskander says, probably a pit where they keep monsters.
Alright, yeah, don't go that way.
Shouldn't it lead to other? It seems like these tunnels go everywhere.
That could be the case downstairs. But these wizards like to keep things divided. Also, we only have 60 seconds to act before, and you hear they beat down that door. So,
Tento's
if we're
gonna-
going to decide, we should do so swiftly.
Tento's gonna pull out his rifle, unlock this door, and shoot whoever he sees on the other side.
All right, you pop open this door, Tento, right?
Yeah.
And you see there is a person wearing, there's a hobgoblin wearing robes, sort of like looking at this shelf, and he goes for a bottle of wine, and right as he does, bam! A white, hot light, streak of light shoots for his chest. Give me that shot.
Do I get advantage?
Yeah, you're
Would you say
absolutely an
anything
ambush.
to us
I,
before you
I
do
guess
this?
it's unexpected.
Hit
I
damage.
know, I just do this.
Yeah, so you burn a hole through this man's chest. He's like, ah! You see him twist, hit the ground, bottle of wine clattering from his hand, and like there's like a smoke trail from like the cinders, like of the seared wound around his chest. And someone to the south yells, "Holy shit! Somebody's coming from the lab!"
Go, 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 go!
All right, yeah. So,
Sure, you don't want. Okay,
so,
fine.
well, I mean, Lon, you can hop in that hole if you want. You see, this group is rushing. Your party is rushing to the east.
Yeah.
Position yourselves where you want to be in that eastern room. By the way, both of these doors are open. You see what appear to be like, library stacks to the east, and you hear someone saying, "Get back to the land." What? As you hear a familiar voice saying, "I cannot retain any knowledge you are transferring auditorily. I am on a hunt to render someone unconscious." Damn, Alfric always giving weird orders to his toys.
Do I hear more than... Do I just hear one voice talking to the robot, or multiple?
You hear multiple, you hear at least two voices coming from the room to your east. To the south, there are some wounded people. There are pulse pustules popping around as well. And yeah, position yourselves where you'd be like 10 seconds after Tento absolutely ventilates this man's chest.
Oh, he's gonna shoot another one.
Well, before that happens, though.
yeah, no, I'm gonna be in around this corner.
Yeah, but just put yourselves in that room if you want to be there, or not if you don't. It's Zion's already popping through that door. Yeah. And Lonnie, is that where you're gonna be?
I just assume that I'm gonna be more behind since I sprinted all the way to the left corner.
All right, there is like thud, thud, thud against the lab door. They haven't broken through. You do hear a large door swinging open and several like pairs of footsteps.
Lonnie is going to use thaumaturgy to flip that lever again and then follow after whenever
All right,
when
you activate the lightning fields as they pop to life, and you pop through the doors. You close it behind you.
Yeah.
All right, there's no lock on this side though. Yeah,
I don't
pop
know.
yourself
Maybe
through.
they're heavy without electronics. I don't know.
I'm gonna shoot this guy.
All right, so you're gonna shoot the barber surgeon.
This guy?
Who?
This is
Oh,
what I can
no,
see
never
from the
mind.
doorway.
All right, sorry. Roll20 is being really slow right now, so I
Yeah,
can't actually see what you're
you're good.
pinging. I'm just trying to handle the doors opening and closing.
The one above the 120L. I'm gonna shoot him. Pew, pew.
All right, so the world is acting. There are people moving around, and and so Tento is continuing to pop out and shoot people. Yeah, I would say they do hear the sound of like the things going and someone like screaming.
Oh.
So they do like kind of like look to their west. They're not really surprised after somebody screams bloody murder. A 17 still
Okay.
hits. You don't get a sneak attack, but you do just
Attack,
burn
yeah.
this man's skull open, and she slurps out and slams into the desk with some cauterized gray matter scorching out into this parchment. This person is going to turn, see an unfamiliar warforged, and at this point, I mean, you guys have made and met battle. The arcane scribe is gonna cast a cantrip against the first party member they see. As
That's
they cast Firebolt and miss. It hits and chars the wall. Unless you guys do something very quickly to not be in combat, it's going to be rolling initiative time. There are people closing in from your footsteps to the south, and there's obviously commotion to the east.
Unless you let me pop around the corner and shoot the
Zion
other guy.
will take Tento's advice and shoot.
Give me the
First,
give me the
ask
damage
questions
on
later.
it.
It's 12
Yeah.
total.
Oh, 12 total? Alright, then he does pop over dead, smoke sizzling from his chest. And yeah, by the way, these people are all completely unarmed. They're not like wielding a weapon when you kill them. Yeah, alright, so like you guys have done some stuff in this room, right? Before you can Zion and Tento, you can get like into this room but not past this first open book in the time that you have after doing the shooting.
Yes, sir.
Orochi, Lonnie, what are you doing in the back? A scanner's gonna run to the south and try and slam this door shut.
Well, Roshi was gonna ready a torrent lightning burst to the south, or I guess to the east of any kind of enemies that he sees.
Alright, well then in that case the scanner will leave it open and, you know, sort of like come over here.
Lonnie's just gonna take a quick glance at the shelves for anything. And
Yeah, give me a perception to try and just like quickly see anything of value on the shelves.
Dang, look at you with these perception rolls.
apparently, Lonnie just needs to be in a life-threatening situation.
Yeah.
Do.
Do they
And
look magical or just valuable?
do you have magic sight or any other sense of magic?
Nope.
They look like jade statuettes of paired dragons that are turned to face one another.
Okay.
There are some other like knickknacks in this room. The most valuable things that you see, though, are a large gemstone load shaped like an egg, and it's probably what appears to be like a very old metal casket, or like a cask of dwarvish make. That's what appears to be in this room. It's most valuable. It seems to be like a break room for chilling and drinking. There is
But
like some
there-
writing kits and other stuff around,
Yeah.
but nothing seems to be obviously magical or valuable. Other than that, unless you break open the chest, which your brief survey didn't reveal.
Nope. If she can, Lonnie wants to take some of the wine and just like toss it around and see if she has any tinder on her.
All right, so you're trying to start a fire. Some people rush up to the south, and the ready to attack of Orochi goes off.
I'm assuming the scanner's not within my line.
Well, a scanner was supposed to be over here. I just had to control Z something. So yeah, he's clear.
Yeah, torrent lightning.
Yeah. Okay. So they've got to make a dex save, right?
Correct.
You use like
DC
you
16.
like wind blast out at them. Ultramarine going so slow. I'm just gonna roll the d20s and then know the modifiers. Yeah. Okay. So
What's the C20s?
the goblin fails, flies at and hits the brass guard. Kind of like steps out of the way. He's like ah, and Iskander sends a mind ripple and he's like ah. And people are sort of like backing away and like drawing up their weapons, and they're saying, "Rush it all at once!" And yeah, through this door you hear like pitter patter feet on stone. To your west, it sounds like they're closing in, and Zion and Tento, you see there's a door to your east and a door to your south, and a desk of some sort to the northeast. What do you guys want to do?
Keep heading east, I guess.
Oh yeah, so you can.
Where is this L1, this 1-2L going?
It's sort of looking around. It's trying to find the person it's supposed to make unconscious.
Okay.
It's like
are
looking
there
behind.
any-
It's like looking around, up and down, slowly, methodically.
Is there any? Wait, where are the flesh pustules? They're in the other room, right?
Yeah, they're to the south. They're in the room with the people who. Iskander raises his rod and says, "Attack everyone in that room." And then the pulse pustules like start attacking everyone in the room, including the people, as far as you can see, Roshi and Lonnie, who are like down and wounded. As the barber surgeon cries out, "The pustules have turned against us! Scribe, use the rod!" And the scribe's like, I'm trying to find it." And there's like a slaughter in the infirmary going on right now.
Oh no.
Orochi and Lonnie, you hear very close pitter patters behind the door, like people are about to burst through it. What are you
Yeah.
doing?
Lonnie's
spread
going
the
to-
wine.
Like shove Orochi and like point to the doors, like quiet in love. And she's lighting a candle.
All right,
Are you
and
guys still?
all
Just
right.
to clarify, which door are you pointing at?
The one that Zion and Tento went through. She has thrown alcohol bottles around the room and is lighting a candle and is pointing towards the door that the others went through.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to Scanner and think to him. I think she's making a bomb in here.
That's a strong word, but okay.
Let's keep going. I've bought us some time, but there must be other commander.
And he runs into this room. Orochi, I'm assuming you come to this room. Lonnie, roll me a
I'll
survival.
go to here and close the door.
All right.
After Lonnie gets it?
you see a slaughter going on down there as the pulse pustules top on anything nearby, and it's like chirps ripple through the people wounded on the ground. He goes, "Ugh!" The barber surgeon tries to hack at them with his cleaver and say, "Away from my patients!" And then he also cries, you close the door, muffled, "Whoever you are, the heirs of Osar will never work with you."
Oh gosh.
Okay. But I proceed to go to the next room.
Alright, Lonnie, you've spread wine all over this room. And you roll me a deck save as you got a little bit splashed on your arm as you
I
were,
haven't thrown the candle yet.
The survival
But-
was to light the room on fire, forgive me. So whenever you do that,
Oh, sorry. Well, if I pass by the shelf, I'm gonna, I guess, grab the old metal casket, move here, light the candle, and try to toss it at one of the wine puddles.
alright, roll me a deck save.
I guess this is her.
Yeah, you do just fine. The fire starts slowly at first, building up. Zion and Tento, I'm assuming you're just running east?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you can get a room in a turn. Easy. So you wanna like pop out to this doorway, right? Who's
Yep.
yeah, so like the wine isn't strong enough to burn on its own, but some of the other alcohol that she pours is.
Yeah. That's why
I'm
I don't wanna
also. I'm also. It looks like it's like tatami
a-
flooring or something. I'm
Uh,
hoping
Yeah,
that
it
there's
is
just
a room full
burnable
of
shit.
paper.
Time
I'm
to-
just saying.
Time to grab what, Lonnie? Because the room is on fire and there are like people
Yeah,
coming
no,
in the western door.
I said as I was passing by the shelf on the way out, I want to grab the
the
casket.
cat. Yeah, you
Uh,
grab the
the-
cask. You grab the cask. Yes.
The cask.
Yeah, you stated
Okay.
that, but nothing further because it
Yeah,
shit's
yeah,
on
yeah.
fire.
I figured one in hand.
Yeah, so the door opens, there's more people rushing in behind you. Really important question, Zion and Tento. Who's going first? You could roll athletics or acrobatics to contest to see who gets there first if there's like no particular order, but
Ooh, I like that. Acrobatics?
all right, sure.
I mean, you could beat me. You got this, man.
Does he got this?
All right,
You had a good chance.
Zion, roll a whiz save.
A whiz save, eh?
Mm-hmm. You take 3 lightning damage, or however much that gets reduced to, when the door tries to shock you. There's a second door right through this door.
Wait. So I saved. Was that half?
It's half. It's half.
Okay, and then I half it again because of the other thing.
Yeah, so it's 5. It's half
So it's
to
1.
2. It goes down to 1. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're about to be at this room. I'm assuming he's like Zion, you're piling in. Tento, you're right behind him.
Yeah.
Okay. And Zion, you're just continuing to barrel through, right?
Yeah.
All right. You go for this door, right? And as you do, it flies open, and Lionel the Man-Eater pops out from behind it, with a swift drive of his elbow towards your head.
Elbow drop. The people's elbow.
And yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna shoot him when I see him do that too.
a 10 does not hit. Yeah, so it's a tight space. I guess we haven't really been doing Friendly's obscure ranged fire though, and just as we're thinking about it because he kept mentioning it. So basically, what happens at this point? It's fine. So like it's midnight, and at this point you roll initiative because there's an enemy in front of you and enemies piling in. As you are in a library next to a burning break room. Actually, fuck it. Tento, do roll the shot because there's a chance that you could take him down. You hit. Give me the damage. Not enough. You hurt him, but oh wait, you get sneak because you have a friend nearby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, he's singed. I'm assuming you just run up the stairs, right?
Yep. Oh, what does the robot do now?
The robot didn't see that, and he can't hear anything you say.
Okay. He didn't see that. Okay.
He's presently
Sorry, I
like
didn't
looking
see it.
over here. He's looking over behind this library stack. I'm assuming, yeah, Iskander's gonna rush up behind Orochi and Alani. You see there's like a library, there's books, there's scrolls, there's a chest behind the table. I guess y'all are just gonna rush in?
I'm going to close the door and then rush in.
Oh no, Kai disconnected.
Yeah.
We have Kai in roll 20. I'm assuming that it's,
There he is.
Ah,
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank
Yeah.
you for sneak
Alright,
So
attack.
while you were gone, you died.
No, yeah,
Oh,
so
nice.
Tento
Yeah.
shot the Man-Eater and is now, I'm assuming that you guys are all gonna try and rush upstairs. Everybody roll me a straight up athletics. Orochi can fly, and Lonnie is a wolf. I was gonna say you guys have disadvantage because you're further away, but don't. You know, and Lumi rolls for you, Lonnie.
Oh, whoops.
Wait, sorry, I missed
No
that part.
advantage, but
Do I still roll or no?
Wait, what are we rolling?
Athletics.
Everyone?
Yes.
Wait, does second story footwork help me here?
I regret to say that you're on the first story at this time.
That's just the name of the talent.
Yeah, but I think it's mostly for like jumping around and shit, right? And climbing up walls.
What are we doing here?
You're trying to rush up the stairs really fast. You rush to the stairs really
Oh,
fast.
okay.
You guys wind up. Hey, Matt.
Oh Wait, where's Bessie? There's Bessie. Come here.
So, like, before you can make it up, the door to the south opens. It's got enemies popping out behind it. You see enemies being to pour into the door to the west. And yeah, everybody's closing in on you as you're like kind of like scrambling to get up the stairs. And and you feel a slight vibration in your bag.
Is
What
the
the
vault
fuck?
tablet a cell phone now?
Do you do you look at it as you're like falling over on the stairs, or are you just running?
No, I look. I mean,
Yeah.
can I do?
It's a slight
I run- I look at
reverberation
it.
of the interlocking bands of the brass ring.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna. I guess I touch it. Wondering what the fuck's going on.
Alright, you hold it, you put it on.
I put it on.
Of course.
And you hear a voice in your head saying, Alfric, what's the situation? So yeah, welcome to High Road, everyone. Thanks for coming out.
How good is your deception?
You,
It's a voice in my head.
I think that we're gonna call it here. I'm sorry that most of tonight wound up being a fight and technical difficulties on my end, but yeah, good game, everyone. Thank you for coming out, audience, and continuing to dream on, dreamers. I think that we're gonna take it to the feedback phase now, right to left, as I currently lead it on the layout, which means Kai first.
Oh. Yeah, it was a long fight, which isn't a bad or good thing. I like all the different things you threw at us, like the Warforges, that stone golem, you know, just random things. And yeah, gave us a lot of things to think about. Dislikes probably having this many enemies, but yeah.
I didn't expect you to fight all of them.
Yeah, very true. It's nice that we had the pussy poos on our side. Yeah, I look forward to seeing how we survive with no spell slots left and this many things after us.
I have one.
I have a couple, but probably not enough for what we need to do.
No, probably not.
Alright, so that's alright. Shin, hit me with it.
Hey, so I think today's session was a little long. I also was not expecting to fight the whole time, so it was just like expectations. I was a little disappointed that we weren't able to like explore more.
You mean like
Yes,
see
I
more
do
of the
want to
dungeon or
explore
do
this
more
tower.
exploration?
Sorry, what was that?
You mean like explore more or like see more of the dungeon or like see it under like sneaking around? Well, guys, thank you for the raid in the feedback phase here as our party flees danger. But yeah, so you mean just like you want to
Just
see
wanna,
more,
like,
or you
I just
want
want
to
to see
do
more
it?
of the dungeon, like get the layout, see like what kind of knickknacks, and like take our time with like the rooms instead of like having to like get rushed past everything.
Yeah, I kind of expected there to be some like potential combat rooms when you went into the infirmary or the library. I wasn't expecting how things turn.
Mhm.
But yeah, I see what you're saying.
I mean, you also can't expect us because we are wild. And fierce.
Yeah,
Wild.
more exploration.
But things I did like was like I enjoy how you bring a lot of the characters to life.
Hmm?
Between like personalities, voices you do. it's very clear you put a lot into each NPC, and it's really nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Casey. You know,
The first combat ran long. I just like I don't know what could make it go faster.
I think it's literally
guess-
that Roll20 has been like hella laggy for a while now, and I normally can do it a lot faster if Roll20 is being cooperative.
Well, also, I mean, I guess it like was a boss room in a way. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
it just kind of the whole place just kind of feels like boss room after boss room after boss room, and it's like I don't know what you're expecting us to do, but we just constantly not avoid them, and I'm not sure what to do to not avoid it.
I expected a little more sneaking in this area.
Or like
Just
thought
how it
we
opened up.
tried.
Well, I mean, you the thing is, you did sneak past, like, you're not looking at the map like I am right now, but, like, yeah, you did. You successfully snuck past a lot.
Oh my goodness, there's more.
Well, yeah, you basically snuck past half the map, right?
It just
But yeah.
it just like it seems like with like how the map is laid out, it's like it's impossible to sneak past everything. But I don't know what you were expecting us to do. But it's just, like we're still like constantly running low on resources, and we're not
Yeah.
trying to look for combat. At least like
Yeah,
pretty sure we're not.
I
so-
thought you guys were going to the infirmary and the library without doubling back and winding up getting seen by guards. Where I was assuming that you guys might talk to the people in those rooms,
Well, it's
and
like-
potentially have a non-violent resolution.
Yeah,
Potentially.
I don't know. It just I'm not sure if talking is really an option with some of our party members, but it's well specific not because of our party members, because of our party members' backstories, but
Yeah.
whatever. Like I don't know. It just
Yeah, it
just really feels like it's hard to sneak here, like even
Yeah.
though we're trying.
Yeah, feels hard to sneak, despite the party's effort. I'll take this into account with the future floors. Because you're at the end of this floor, so I can take this in. I've already designed most of the next floor, but I'll keep it in mind when I, like, implement it, because I already have some ideas of things that could maybe help this be less, oh, we're constantly fighting and running. But yeah.
It just kind of feels like that. Other than that, I can't think of much. I do like the minute long round where it's like very loose, like, hey, what you guys want to do? You're kind of on time limit, but like we're also gonna not be super strict about it. And yeah, looking. I don't know. Looking forward to the rest of the place, although I'm just also like a little tentative with how low we are kind of constantly sitting at and how the past floors have gone so far. So, it's like I wasn't expecting this to be easy. It's just like I don't know. It seems like stealthing isn't an option sometimes.
Yeah. That's fair.
But yeah. That's about it.
Alright, let's, take it to Darren and then close out. Thank you all
Hi.
guys for the raid. We normally run like 20 minutes longer than this, but, till I got to a natural closing point. Yeah, Darren, hit me with it.
Hi. Today was fun. Lots of fighting. I like the cool new Envy Vision. That's always
and
fun.
your cantrip, did you look at it?
Yeah, I did. Just didn't find a good time to use it. Also, I like how you let me steal everything off Alfred. Cease is getting carried away by the statue. And again, like Casey said, the mini rounds are pretty cool. How we just speed through everything. Like, you want to do this? You want to do this? So yeah. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely makes things a little bit quicker. And yeah, I think that's it for me. I'm excited to see what this next floor is, or like how, if we get to the next floor, because we got people flooding in at the moment. I'm just interested to see what happens next.
All right. Yeah. With that, I think we're gonna pop a raid. Thank you all for coming out, Dreamers. Until next time. Easy. We're gonna raid level 1 geek, so give them all a warm, hearty hey hello. Remember, gamers, we're gonna be friendly. Fairly well.